welcome to my channel. I'm gonna give you a quick explanation about the kind of videos that I upload here. Shut up and get to the goddamn point. Hi there. There's actually some really great content on this channel that you should really check out. Huh? Really? It's full of commentaries, reviews, rants. Its focus is on fun. Hey, there's plenty of serious. They're just fun videos meant to be enjoyed. Stop pandering to the lowest common denominator, you goddamn bitch. SJW powers activate. What did I tell you about possibly offending people? You can't say just whatever you like. Yeah, man, you gotta sugarcoat things nowadays. You gotta use memes, cute animals, and jokes to get through people nowadays. I don't wanna. Isn't there another way? What the hell did you do that for? Why, for sex appeal, of course. Viewers love seeing hot girls being exploited. Hey there, wanna dress in skimpy clothing for subs and views, babe? You know you wanna. Come on. Hey, stop trying to distract people from the actual content, you stupid buffoon. Why actually have content when you can revel in bodacious babes all day? This isn't a perverted place. This is a fun place. Okay, calm down. Repent, you pig. Let me get on to this action too. Die, clickbaiter. This sort of shit is getting on my nerves too. Crappy content blast. I hope you'll subscribe. I'll have future content just like this, or at least something similar. Have a good day!
This is not the end of the conversation.
Wish I could have. I was muted, so sorry about that. Wish I could have kept up with the more satirical content, but you know, we evolve and change as people for the better, for the worse. And why start off with that trailer? Why not? Get to know me, where I come from. There seems to be a lot of assumptions going all around, and people just want to ask Paul what people really mean, think, and all sorts of things. Like a jackass, good guy still. Jackass just means difficult to deal with. Leonard recently, yeah, he was probably joking, giving some shit about the light and centrist shit. I've been joking about the more radical centrist route. None of those are really accurate. Oh, that was sorry. As I said, I apologize for the beginning. Those were my roots. That's my channel trailer. So let's get started. A little bit of me time. I like to do a little bit of slow stuff. Get a little bit of this cringe here. I covered this girl several times before, or they. I don't really care about if I'm misgendering. We'll start with here and see where we go from there. Okay. And you know what? Look at the cringe. That is Norality. She is the one worried about cancel culture. Very ironic given the sort of stupidity that comes out of her.
And there are instances where it is worth examining problematic media, calling attention to the problems to the creator, and in some cases, discontinuing your support for it because media does not exist in a vacuum and it affects reality. Lately, when people have this discussion about how fiction isn't reality, they always seem to neglect to mention the follow-up, which is fiction does actually affect reality. Which, this is not my opinion, this is a fact. One of the most notorious examples is the 1915 silent film Birth of a Nation. Some of you might be familiar with it because it single-handedly inspired the rebirth and resurgence of the KKK only a month after its release. And you might ask yourself, how did this happen? In the film, there is a black character played by a white man in blackface, and he pursues a white woman who is running from him because of his stated desire to get married.
Yep, propaganda. It was in the beginning. I was originally going to do some, propaganda film. You know what? Russia had this same ass shit. And it wasn't just the racist that it really affected. just a small little increase in the KKK that fucking contributed to a whole regime change and a whole bunch of terror. Okay, film is a beautiful and terrible thing. Wanted to sort of go over the film stuff, censorship, and how people skirting around it can be good. Censorship is not necessarily bad. It's bad for simple-minded people like Hitchcock. It produces some genius stuff, but sadly enough, I had to switch gears, and here we are with the cringe of cancel culture. So take us down here.
He did, which he couldn't have done if he had been canceled over it. The problem with cancel culture is that it removes any possibility of growth. That because of something someone said or did years ago, that they should be punished forever because the internet is timeless. It assumes that all problematic elements are created equally and have been intentionally created when often that is not true. Honestly, I'm not a fan of cancel culture as a whole because it is a complicated action that needs a careful case-by-case examination of each individual circumstances. But it's often used as a
This was one of the first people who really tried to shame the Dragon Maid folks. And this is I guess this is her sort of cope going through this. Following on Dragon Maiden with this crap here. And then she found out she did some really lewd
his
stuff.
female cast and critically talk about those issues and still not personally attack him. And also, I may have understated this point last time because I kind of assumed it was common sense, but because some of
Yes.
you watching right now might be a little younger, and I don't know who needs to hear this DVDs of his work
That's
or
okay.
manga that I had
Sorry.
accidentally given him money that he might have used to purchase child porn. And that
Oh,
feeling was very hard to
sorry.
reconcile with.
I
But
don't want to
eventually
stay
I
too
did
long on
because
this,
I
but
can't hold myself accountable for information
this
that
is
I
a cope video from the response she got from the Annie tube community out of her stupidity of her little coding of child coding stuff. And it's not just shit like Dragon Maiden. She was all on board with, oh yeah, Zaki-chan's face, even though she has huge boobs. Goddamn crap. Yeah. Sort of dodging this. And when she came after for her, deviant art, shipping of My Hero Academia, gay lovers things, yeah, they were probably aged up. Still creepy as shit. But yeah, that is where I sort of don't want to spend too long on it. Gonna skip ahead a lot. Okay, let's get into the whole doxing route. We're long enough on. Send out the
It would go back
invites,
up, and
although
the
I
strike would be
doubt
removed
they're
from his channel.
coming.
The
And what I really want to
important thing
look
here, though,
into
is that even if he
the
had been issued a
irony
warning,
of
appealed the
this
warning,
in
lost the appeal,
general.
then received a strike, then appealed that strike and lost that appeal, finally
Irony
actually
at
getting a strike,
large.
that's still not deplatforming.
Why
That's
I'm
step one to
suspicious of
deplatforming. As I
doxing
said before,
claims and
deplatforming requires 3
claims at
channel
all.
strikes. What I neglected to mention, though, is that these strikes expire after 90 days.
Yeah,
And in
listen to
order
the
to
man
actually
try
have
to
your channel
talk.
terminated,
I'm
you
just
need
here
to get
for
all 3 of
one
them within
thing
that same
only.
90-day period.
Because I
This means
covered
that
a
Sean
bit
would
of
have to go
this,
through
and
this
it's
whole
cringe.
process 3 separate times in a period of 3 months or less. This is what you expire after 90 days. And in order to actually have your channel terminated, you need to get all 3 of them within that same 90-day period. This means that Sean would have to
This is the same guy who pretty much got the facts wrong and got corrected by Think Before You Sleep twice, I think. And his sort of cope for why this woman, I forget her name, who cares, who tried to basically use her DeviantArt account or something else to get Think Before You Sleep's channel terminated for not even watching the video, having a friend tell him, yeah, it was totally a asshole trying to encourage harassment. He is definitely harping on that train. Look at this shit. That's his only defense throughout this whole thing. And I hate you. I really do. Went to the Barbie shit. Don't
that
don't
if
don't
I
expose
bought
me
DVDs of his work or manga
for
that
the Barbie degenerate I am. Yes, I stand that too hard because I think Barbie has some interest and value. I also have a theory about Encanto that it's quite interesting. You know how they don't talk about Bruno if you don't know about it? I don't know how you wouldn't. They don't talk about Bruno. And the exact sort of idea about it is what happens in a matriarchy. It turns just when you start hating on men and you're not a family. That's the problem. That's why I have a reading of freaking Encanto that is very really. Am I on the wrong video? Is that it? Doxxing. Think before you dox. I mean, it's right there and there. Did I? Oh, yeah. Plenty of doxing claims. Look at all this shit. Doxing. Doxer fellow. That's his whole defense why it's bad for think before you sleep. Should think before he doxes, okay? Complete and utter garbage.
And in order to actually have your channel terminated, you need
But
to get
I'm
all
the
three
type
of
of
them
person
within
who
that
cares
same
more
90-day
about
period. This means that Sean will have to go through this
principles
whole process 3 separate times in a
than
period of 3
ideology
months or less. This is
or
what YouTube
team
officials
sports.
refer.
This is crap, and I'll criticize anyone from both sides if I think they're being slimy in any particular way. So, why am I suspicious of Grummz? All this is going to tie up into the big bow of Grummz. And I really should have sent these out. Not that I expect anyone to come on, as always. I hate echo chambers. Anyone wants to join me or argue with me or even discuss some of the concepts that I'm going to bring up in this stream, feel free to let me know and come on. Okay? Because we'll see. So that's the end of the sort of thing over there. So cancel culture, like even here. Anyone knows about Nick is not green. He rose to infamy with his sort of attempt to cancel Super Mega. Not really doxing involved in that. Sorry, can't work doxing into everything in particular here. This is the shortest video. It'll give us the greatest degree.
Where he said really nice things about me. I'm no expert on human psychology.
I feel almost bad. Like, is he okay? He sits there and talks like someone's behind the camera at gunpoint telling him what to say.
And Nick, if you're watching this, I just wanted to say thank you again for making that video.
Yeah, that's actually a good joke. That's probably his best joke ever.
I got so many views, likes, and subscribers and support from that whole situation. So it really helped me out. Thank you for making that video. Nick is basically just, your average run-of-the-mill, semi-political commentary YouTuber. You can find about 200 of them if you look.
Yeah, the rise of these dipshits. I'm glad they got stamped down. Noah Samson is a little bit in that weird space, but Nick is not green. It's in online. What's with these fucking new bread tubers? They're even lazier than the old generation of bread tubers. God, and they hide behind this sort of comical facade. But yeah, let me not get into it. They were just slammed down for the Super Mega stuff, and Nick had to apologize. Never been the knee guys.
Carbon copies.
Unless you're left.
Say exactly what they know their audience wants to hear. So pretty basic. And then on the other end, we have Sneeko. Sneeko has been blowing up in the last couple of months, after this whole Andrew Tate male.
Just for the record, I think the Red Pill movement is rather cringe. They make some decent, basic, run-of-the-mill points that anyone with common sense should fucking know. And then some for their fucking general grifty ass. Maybe they believe it, maybe not, but comes off as a grift to me, especially Tate.
Pride explosion or whatever, after Andrew Tate got banned, everybody's saying he's like the second coming. And me personally, I think he's crazy. A lot of things he says is stupid and out of pocket.
Coming of the super chat.
One of those things where he drops some sort of good information here and then he blows up because of the stupid things he said, and it's just a constant funnel of stupidity. So we have
that's a very good point. You got to get out there. You got to do a few stupid things to get noticed, or a few loud things. There's a couple of different ways. This is why I get a little bit loud, a little bit stupid, a lot of fun all around. But shit, trying to be a centrist in this rightoid, leftoid world, it's actually fucking very hard. Not that I consider myself a centrist. It's just a best label for me in this world of fucking labels out there.
Two losers here on complete different ends of the spectrum.
Yep.
And let's see what happened to make these two not like each other. So I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty of the exact beginning of this drama because it involves a subject matter that is
because it's gay. Actually, it's very not gay.
By
Nico,
terms of service. So I'm just going to put it very broadly. And
Sneeko sort of had this little act where he thought a woman, a friend of Nick's Not Green, needed a little something, something. He could have been right, but you know what? Not from him. The dude who got cucked. The red pillar who got cucked. The funniest story ever.
You can watch Nick's video if you want to get into the details. But basically, Sneeko was streaming and he said some very out-of-pocket, rude, dumb things about another streamer. He said some very let's say, insulting, rude things about someone else. And Nick took it
this is a short
completely
video.
out of context and blew it up and made a video saying that YouTube should...
Remember, jokes are funny. Probably the only good... Not the only good thing Vito has ever said, but the best thing Vito's ever said. Chappelle, protest, counter-protest, jokes are funny. Shut the fuck up, trans. You want jokes? The white people get the most jokes about them, and they're generally not even funny nowadays. Fuck. Leftist has killed the humor just as rightoids did with fucking... obscenity laws back in the past. Go Lenny Bruce and George Carlin.
Banned Sneeko. It was a quick 3-minute video where basically Nick shows the clip and then says it was something it wasn't, and that Sneeko deserved to be banned from that. So, this is pretty commonplace in YouTube. Someone says something, then someone else says you shouldn't have said that. That's common. That's everywhere on this website. But here is where this whole situation
out of
becomes
context, misinterpretation,
video,
all that fun stuff. Yeah, it's the
It
end
does
of the
not
video.
belong on their platform. If you watch this video and you also believe that Sneeko should be banned from YouTube, you can go to his channel pages, click about, and then click the flag icon on the right side of the page and report the user.
And all it takes is one Google search and you'll see that telling your viewers...
Almost no one fucking spoke up about this. I don't know why this did. This guy isn't even a commentary channel. It's just the shortest video I had to really lay out the ideas that I wanted to. I go to bat for Sneeko, even though I find him rather stupid and infantile and sort of a cock, but that's besides the point. My principles are consistent. Like you or not, I care about having a consistent standards and fucking trying to get our audience to fucking go after a man, even with the sort of little toity way. Yeah, he wasn't directly telling his audience to fucking ban him. He's just like, I think this person should be banned. And this is how you do it. He took the extra step, even the first step, but then he signaled afterwards. And how is this going to sort of come back around? You'll probably see when we get to the finale of this stream.
To mass report someone else is against YouTube's terms of service. So basically,
yeah, he was stupid. He could have been much smarter. He could have been much smarter, much slyer. But as I said, red tubers, well, they're sort of smart with speech. Not exactly the logical part of their brain exactly. Maybe too empathetic. Something always short circuits something up there for those people on the far left or even the cringy left.
And from YouTube, Nick did something that could get him banned from YouTube. I have never seen something to that level of stupidity. Any social media you go on, you can find.
And he got away with it. And he tried to do the same with Super Mega. I almost wish I had one of those fucking Scooby-Doo clips. I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you darn commentary channels. And Chud Logic, but he's an odd beast. He's despite him being a former dirtbag left type who I really disliked on the panel scene. Yeah, I tried to keep up with the panel scene. I'm just not going to stay in one place. But I get bored, move around, okay. Chud Logic, I have some issues with his content nowadays, but I like his style. Facts over fucking bullshit, rhetoric, and popularity contest. Too much of the shit on the internet relies on, oh, I like this content creator, so I'm going to blindly follow him no matter what. And the same dynamic exists everywhere, and I hope anyone who watches me is always going to hold me to account. always be able to argue with me.
Relevant. Nothing he said would
That's the
ever.
way I like it. Okay,
Use
sorry,
memory
man.
saver in Chrome.
Trying to do free space, fun stuff. So this is a quick overview of
Friends,
this
because I
from
think we were
another
both, I
commentary
think you-
channel.
And
And you know what? Jump ahead. This guy has an issue with Nick isn't not green from just a standard chance. So, you know, he just hates him. He hates him previously, so he's just jumping on this. No, just because you dislike someone for valid or invalid reasons, if they fuck up, you fucking can go at them. So what? I don't like them. So what? I dislike their practice. They fucked up here really big. And this one was a big fuck up.
Super mega situation. And the point of this video isn't a deep dive into the whole super mega situation because it's a very complicated situation. It's a mess. The main focus is Nick's not green.
Also,
and in case you guys don't know who this
sorry, sensitive society, no offense, your shit ass commentary channel. I almost never watch him, but he's got the shortest video, so it serves my purpose. And it's not bad some of the time, just like with the Cheeto.
This is a guy behind the legendary iconic video. Her boyfriend won't fart in front of her. Just a classic. And I don't recommend anyone to watch his content. I think you're going to get brain damage in about 6 months if you continue to consume that type of content. And I do believe he's a danger to YouTube and the YouTube community as a whole. This is someone who defends their friends without hearing the other side of the story and just jumping the gun. Like, you don't have to defend every single...
Bingo bongo. How does that sound? Just team sports. Don't be a team guy. Hold your own side to account, okay? You don't have to totally rake them over the coals. Just be like, dude, that's not cool. Okay. You might want to, preface it. Give it some nuance, okay? Be like, okay, I was too hot-headed going in because of my friend. Sorry about that. Let me correct the record. But Nick is not green. Fucking just kept on fucking doing an apology, sneaking them in, trying to get away with it. The side was not on him. So eventually, he just apologized outright. And that was a whole shit show that's worth watching. I would actually recommend, despite how boring he is, probably Turkey Tom. He gives a facade of somewhat objectivity. There's other people with more energy than him, but probably not as informative. Let's see.
Being you see on your channel before the other side comes out. These videos are not in good faith to defend my friends because I fight for the little people. Nick's not green. I fight for you. Vote for me and I will defend you every single time. Come out with allegations, whether they're true or false. I'll defend you. I'll be there. If you go to his video on Super Mega is full of horrible people, the top comment says using a potential sexual assault for a hit piece about people you don't like. Very, very classy. Nick is a definition of a child who thinks he's always in the right because he said so. If this all turns out to be allegations, this video is going to be a golden ticket for a defamation case. I really do believe this video has destroyed the credibility of Nick's not green. Nick's not green made this whole video to defend a friend.
A much more serious story that involves someone that I'm personally friends with.
Yeah, one claim, go through. He kept on doubling down. If he would have just taken accountability, I hate that word. If he just would have been honest, okay, would have clarified that he jumped on it for whatever reason, he might have been better. Actually, since he's a sort of dirtbag left guy, I'm not too bad. He got hit. And yeah, he you got to bring this up. You got to bring up the sort of vicious, just the smiviness of him. And it's very apparent. He's just too dumb to hide his vicious streak.
But how can you be so irresponsible on a channel with 700,000 plus subscribers and talk about this in this manner?
What's
this
that?
guy's straight up pushing an agenda.
Try to be fucking
and guys, just when I think
honest,
I've seen it all, just a week later, he doubles down on everything.
Despite that, I've still received several comments on the original video claiming that I put out my video about Lex without waiting for Super Mega to respond and that I was taking a side before hearing everybody's sides. And I thought I made this clear before, but of course, I'm going to take the side of a personal friend of mine when she comes out with a story about her own sexual assault. This isn't like an on.
And then say, okay, I thought about it. I'm going to try to be more objective and sort of peer him out. Let's hear him out.
Online, like normal thing where I look at all the facts and I make a decision. No, My friend was assaulted and never felt like she was able to be heard.
This is a pretty bold thing to have made on the internet, and I think it's completely irresponsible that someone with 700,000 subscribers is saying, "Yeah, I'm just going to blindly believe my friend, and my friends will never lie." Right? I'll give you an example.
Don't talk
If
about
fucking a Cheeto, right? If there's crazy
What's
allegations
that?
against him, they're calling him a Cheeto 445 or anything,
stupid.
or mini Cheeto.
Okay.
I'm not going to jump in and make a video 4 hours after the allegations and be like, "A Cheeto is completely guilty or he's completely innocent, and this is why
Cheeto.
he's my friend, so I'm just going to defend him blindly." It blows my mind. He sees nothing wrong with this, and I hope this is the last time this happens, because
I agree with him. A lot of filler words, a lot of crap in between. I'm like, how is this video so short and so much full of filler?
And obviously, I believe
stop
the word.
using
There is
fucking
no
the
way where I
dislike,
would
the
look at that
dislike
situation
to
and
like
hear her
ratio.
story
It tells
and
you
do
nothing.
people think that just legitimately she just wants
fans
to
are
outright
sheep.
lie about the way they
Sometimes
treated her
you
for no
have
reason? I don't
crossover
really
between
understand
Nick and
where
Super
people
Mega.
are coming from when they call.
You have Nick, who's apparently farther left. Super Mega, who's just slightly, cringy beta male left. Okay, there's degrees of left. Super Mega, clearly the sort of beta male sort of leftist. I wouldn't even say leftist, leftoid. Okay, they believe in the principles without understanding the underlying roots behind the fucking retarded the philosophy that's being put. There's still a little bit of that liberal mindset that sort of mitigates the left as a whole. Thank God. Okay. Okay, there's still a lot of problems overall, but let me not get into that.
Me, a liar with an agenda, and they call her a liar with an agenda. Where do you guys think we're coming from? You think we're like a part of the Illuminati or something?
Nick is acting like there's never
Deflect.
being false
Yeah,
allegations.
it's a
Nick is acting
conspiracy
like
theory.
no friend has ever lied
Always
or backstabbed
fucking
you before.
bullshit.
Either Nick's not agreeing as a really, really good person and he's never done anything wrong in his life, or he's just straight up
fucking
negative
hell.
about him while walking.
Do you really not bring up the fucking
a lot more you
him sort of
4 hours
or
after
did I
the
miss
At
it?
the same
Okay.
time, you're laughing.
Obviously, it didn't happen, or fucking sensitivity society milked it before. But literally, he did a live stream where there was that fucking punching thing, creators clash. Fucking dumbass iDubbbz who apologized for getting Tana Mojo. That was the best thing you did. It's what you're going to be remembered for, and it was great. Even Tana Mojo was behind that shit there. Okay, I swear. If I ever become a soy cock, okay, people already think I'm a fucking little pussy ass left apologist or fencing and centrist. Fuck off with that shit, okay? Just because I like to work off of facts, have nuance, generally do research unless I'm just fucking memeing or fucking with someone. Hell, you can generalize sometimes some people and still be right some of the time. Those who know.
At the guy, you're going through his subreddit, you're laughing at all the memes.
Okay, sorry. I can approve this message by Sensitivity Society, but I really don't like his delivery. Let's go back to the past. Nicholas Diorio, got some issues with him, but when he's on, and when he's off, he's sort of a soy cock leftist, leftoid. Okay, but one of the better ones, sort of like Chud Logic.
Subsequent social media accounts. Some of these allegations included being a sociopath, being a social climber, being rude to friends. 2016. It just didn't have a name yet. Many creators have been canceled. Some you've seen, some you've forgotten. One of the more controversial topics this year has been cancel culture. The term itself has only been widely used for a few months, however, its impact has been sort of polarizing. Articles have begun to surface not on the trending topic itself, but the idea of a community being able to come together to literally cancel someone off the website. What people seem to misunderstand is that this isn't a new concept. Cancel culture has existed for years in the YouTube space, and it was very prevalent with creators like Lionmaker, Red Kiwis, and Keemstar in 2016. It just didn't have a name yet.
Yeah. I think Lionmakers is the best example of someone who should have been bullied off the internet, and for good reason. Red Kiwis, I don't know. I think it's a little bit more sketchy. Keemstar is just a jackass who called Alex the N-word. That was really lame. I'm not saying Keemstar's a great guy and all, or even good at all, but seriously, besides the point there.
Many creators have been canceled. Some you've seen, some you've forgotten, some you don't know, and some you will. While I'd admit I'm a supporter of cancel culture, I'd argue that everyone would be too if it only targeted actual rapists,
Lame. Yeah. Rapists, murderers, those who really commit really horrible stuff. Yeah. I'm not going to fucking be a fence center on that. Overall, I am anti-cancel culture. We're going to have some Sniper Wolf action later with Jack's films. A little bit relevant. You know, the big ducks definitely is what got her done. Not all her cringy other shit, which is sort of funny. So we'll see how it plays out for Grummz in the end, in-game and other stuff. Plus, I'm going to speculate on something that I find really interesting before we go into the laughing. I mean, I'll try to discuss it, but mostly I think I'm just going to be laughing at Grummz's sort of interaction on side scrollers. And if the channel happens to delete or something happens to the video, I have it downloaded. So
pedophiles and false accusers. When I don't support are false allegations. And while I just said I'm a supporter of cancel culture, it's hard not to look past the very steep.
You want to take someone out of society, make sure you're doing it. You are doing it for the right reasons. You want to cancel someone, make sure the accusation being levied at them is fucking correct. Just don't assume the accuser is correct. And this is what pisses me off about the people who are just fucking simping and white knighting for Grummz. Of course he's correct about all these things. Okay? What the fuck do you know? You're getting your fucking you're pretty much just reading a fucking post-liberal Catholic social justice warrior. Not quite as cringe as Matt Walsh. Both of the same veins, just Matt Walsh is a little bit more diehard. Why they are a little bit more lax and generally not good with the rhetoric, words, or thinking at all. At least in Trent's case, from what I've seen. Maybe he's a brilliant guy who just plays dumb. Maybe some of them are smart that just, you know, just don't care about ethics or anything of value. They have their morals from God and they're trying to get revenge on those darn Marxists. I mean, I don't like the fucking I don't like the cultural Marxism itself. It really dilutes the field and makes a lot of things fuckery. But shit, if I'm going to try to say something about something, I want to get the fucking facts right. Where does that come from? Not being an enlightened centrist. That comes from fucking seeing the shit in the commentary all around, because I'm an all-around guy who tries to take things. So I would be fair with Grummz, but his fucking claim of dox is completely retarded. But we're gonna get there. We will.
Shortcomings that have affected Slazo, James Charles, and Pro Jared of lately. But I'd argue that their experiences weren't exactly
Oh, just to clarify, the first accusation against James Charles, apparently that was bullshit and that, but there was a second one that was actually something, okay? That did seem to have some legitimate running room for anyone out there who knows.
Cancel culture. When people explain cancel culture, they usually leave out the part where the creator regains their career. This has shown true for innocent creators like Slazo and those who are still considered guilty, like Red Kiwis, who gained over 2 million subscribers since he was accused of, and seemingly admitted to, sending a dick pic to a child. Today we're going to take a look at the creator.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Isolated incidents, accidental. I would like to know the details, but front facing, that seems like a pretty fucked up thing to do and a major fucking red flag. There could be some incredible misunderstanding that would have caused it, or just a brain dead stupidity like on 50 million drugs. Like fucking another example, which we're not going to go over, is Too Mad. After he died, a lot of people came after his corpse to fucking make him seem like the worst person in the world. Not saying he's a good person. He was a autistic drug addict who fucking ended up dying, and people who were too cowardly to come after him in life all of a sudden took up arms and thought they could get the W. I don't know how that turned out. I don't want to know. I think it's still split on that fucking shit. But the same thing happened with Kyle Rittenhouse. Fucking dumb ass shit. And hate Destiny for propping forward leftists like Hassan, Vosh. I don't think he had much to do with Keffels. All of them, well, at least Keffels is going to come up much later. But meet Zaptie. there's a good point. I'm starting with this
Who's a
that's where it
rare
started
breed.
with me.
The YouTuber Zaptie was canceled for many allegations differing in severity that would ultimately lead to him terminating his YouTube channel entirely and his subsequent social media accounts. Some of these allegations included being a sociopath, being a social climber, being rude to friends, and even allegations as serious as pedophilia. Some of these allegations, specifically the sociopath ones, have been debunked and disavowed by those who took part in making them. The pedophile accusations appear to be very real and have been believed by many for what is quickly approaching 3 years. For this reason, Zaptie, or Ed, has been repeatedly doxxed and chased off any social media accounts he makes by the people who are still determined to find him this long after the drama had concluded. This one marks one of the rare scenarios where a YouTuber was truly canceled. Our goal is to find out what exactly happened and whether or not these allegations still hold up today.
Yep. This is the sort of mentality that I roll with. And the fact that all these content creators, I thought it was bullshit from the start. The whole sociopath claim. Alex came on this little commentary podcast called Hot Wet Soup. No, it wasn't Hot Wet Soup. It was the same sort of, it actually was Zaptie. Fucking hell, that's going to come up later also. And all of them are over 1 million subs now. They did not fucking receive any backlash for this because, yeah, even now it's contested if Zaptie. I was around for that. I thought it was bullshit. It might have had some legs. I have the video down. I don't know it, but he was truly canceled overall.
The reason it's sad for me is because he could have avoided it. He ruined an incredible future for himself. He let down not just his friends, but himself.
Yeah,
this mess of a podcast was first released. The other two members decided to go forward with ending Hot Wet Soup without Zaptie in attendance to both explain and accuse him of various things. Zaptie would later defend his friends here. However, he's kind of wrong. These are definitely allegations. To get the message across, Pig and Elvis enlisted the help of allegedly Zaptie's best friend, I'm Alex.
Ed told me about 4 or 5 days ago now that he was a diagnosed sociopath. That's what Ed told me. Now, obviously,
I mean, this is fucking classic clout chasing, okay? So I said, there's shit. The sociopath claim, why the fuck did they need to make it if they had this other evidence? Fucking hell. And this guy went on a rampage. I'm Alex for years before he just fucking didn't have any credibility. Same thing happened with Pyro. He's not in commentary for very much the same reason. Yeah, people still give Turkey Tom shit for the stuff that he fucked up in the Turkey Tom Ivory stuff. But overall, I don't think he was wrong. Any Pyro fans, come at me if you want. Fucking Pyro had brought a minor into a role-playing, sexual role-playing, furry sexual role-playing, and it's just not cool. And he just skated because he was able to talk, smooth talk away that and gained an audience with young, stupid, impressionable people who, yeah, now had a parasocial relationship, and every time someone's got shit, they bring up the Pyro shit, which is still overall bullshit.
See, if you don't know what a sociopath is, the basics are he just can't feel human emotion. Now, obviously, it's going to be an issue if he hadn't have done a lot.
Bullshit
it's
ever.
Someone who was you plan a situation. Who named Yoder Anthony, his girlfriend, and ironically enough, you're not going to believe this one.
Well, some of the fucking little deoded Anthony didn't fucking make it anywhere. At least a lot of commentary YouTubers, hell, they've fallen off. I was surprised to find Wild Spartan still around, another one of these small, boring commentary channels. I think he moved on to like TikToks or Reddit posts. Who the fuck cares? A lot of these small channels that I fucking even had interaction with. Hell, I even got a few comments from like the right opinion on my video years ago. So let's get into this.
Not going to happen again. Like, I refuse to allow it. Yeah. I'm never going to talk about anything ever again. Like, it could turn out that somebody raped somebody. You're never going to get a fucking word out of me.
At this point, the sociopath thing had been debunked. The narrative had begun to crack, and Heather's allegations had been the only real damning allegation against him to warrant such a response. Both Yoder Anthony and I'm Alex took to Twitter to defend themselves and attack Ed. Their biggest pushback at the time came from Tommy C and Danarchy, who was formerly VWQ.
Because I know, first of all, there's no blood test for this. It's a subjective opinion of a trained professional, and that's it. They don't call it sociopathy. They call it antisocial personality disorder. And it doesn't particularly work like this. There is tests out there.
Before we get into Sniper Wolf, I'll probably bring it up with Sniper Wolf. This is another thing. pedophilia, all these fucking medical conditions, people always fucking doing these sort of fucking claims to sort of fucking, I don't know why. Why people need a pet? Do it. You fucking with a child, it's a minor. You don't need to call him a pedophile. You just need to say you fucking went with someone young, especially when they're young themselves. But
there are. From what I understand, they are doing studies on brainwaves and stuff like that, but there's nothing concrete. And for him to say, I have been diagnosed with this, it just doesn't make any sense.
Danarchy had made 3 good videos on the situation, the first of which got him on Tommy's February 15th show. It basically predicted a motive for Zaptie that ended up being one of the most true representations of what Zaptie was doing at the time, and I'll leave a link to that in the description down below if you'd like to check it out. Danarchy appeared on Tommy's stream to go over the last one of his videos, and this podcast is significant for 2 reasons. Well, he spent an entire hour trying to convince Danarchy that Ed was a bad person. When I spoke to someone...
Yeah, I really wonder if he's really going to go off... if Nerd City is going to take the fall for his narcissism claim and is the defense video for it. Sorry about the
directly affected by Zaptie's actions. They told me all the things that he had done and shared with me some of the conversations they'd had. It's not my place to say, it's nobody's place to say, these are private issues. But at the end of the conversation I had with this person, even though they'd spent the last hour trying to convince me that Zaptie is a sociopath, I left even more convinced that these were all signs of depression.
Okay, that's a little weird, but then he tried to convince Tommy of the same thing.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Anthony didn't convince me of shit. In fact, he convinced me of exactly the opposite.
Okay, well, that's just 2 people. I mean, that's nothing crazy sketchy yet. But while this was live, he attempted to call in.
And I'm not really interested in Anthony coming in. I know I like Anthony, but I think this is Alex's game.
And when Alex does call in, Alex says this.
You've spoken to Anthony, I know you have. Anthony had to convince me that Ed was bad.
And now it's getting a little sketchy, but if you think that's sketchy, hold on tight because you ain't seen nothing
yet.
Then if you go back to the Hot Wet Soup podcast, you can hear them name drop him.
Some DMs, Anthony.
That makes me wonder who's going to take the heat when the doxing claim comes down, because the shit isn't going to hold. Sorry, I think it's going to be Gigabear or some other people are going to take the heat for this. Deflection. Someone makes a claim. Oh, this person convinced me, and Gigabear, perfect fall guy for them.
Anthony had with him because...
And then it all starts to click.
There's
well,
so
if you
much
look at
we can
Heather's
learn
initial
from the
tweet longer,
past.
she cites
Only so
Anthony
much.
as one of the reasons she's coming forward. No, I'm not kidding. She literally links to one of the tweets that predates her tweet longer.
Okay.
And if that's not crazy enough, he actually tweeted her allegation.
I think the point has been made clear. The loveliness of this crappy crap here. Okay. So let's move on. Zaptie had a lot of problems. He fucked himself over, and his friends fucked him over for clout. Most of them are doing good. Some of themselves have just slithered off the scene, but it's not like Elvis the Alien or any of those people are doing anything that I would call worthwhile. They got the sort of subs, but it's not doing anything worthwhile overall, in my personal opinion. Okay, but at least they're not fucking making accusations anymore. And what's this ad for? Oh, Alkalite. You know, is this the show with Philosophy Tube in it? That's a fucking badass move. Philosophy Tube, even within her own fucking ranks, probably has some crap. Let's just go here. Voice critical, shortest video, again, to sort of explain the whole situation.
And this whole situation has led to a can of worms opening. Pandora's box has been unleashed. So it's been a massive conversation across the entire internet with tons of content creators weighing in on it, such as Dark Viper having an entire series on React content. Mudahar has made quite a few pieces on it as well. Just tons.
All these names. I know all these names. I know too much about all this scene, which might be lost on some people out there. So sorry for that.
Tons of channels that have all been talking about it recently.
Not enough context.
And it's led to this
Sniper
witch's
Wolf
cauldron, this stew that's been brewing.
This is about Sniper Wolf doxing Jack's films in a really stupid way. And guess what? Jack's films, well, he's going to explain it probably better than I can. Had a whole channel dedicated to her. I think it's a little sus to focus just on her. I think he should have done a little bit of variety, but I guess a lot of people gave him a pass because she was like the tippy top antithesis of brain dead React content on top of her, all the other shit that came out about her afterwards, like Azzy.
And bubbling, and now the cup runneth over, and all of this has spilled from the internet to the real world. Allegedly, Sniper Wolf has just doxed Jack's films.
in an Instagram post, she posted this. And it was more than just this picture here. Apparently, she even posted one of his house, which obviously I'm not going to show you. I'm not here to just like hop on and give you like a 4K display of Jack's Films dojo here because Sniper Wolf posted it on her story. It's just an extremely degenerate, fucked up response to this whole situation from Sniper Wolf here. It's borderline illegal, I think. I don't think you can just dox somebody like this. And if it's not illegal, it's against.
This is a genuine dox thing, okay? Genuinely posted the address for a whole bunch of her fans to see. And look at how nuanced, how like, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it has some issues. Where's the moral outrage about the dox? Why is it not the worst thing in the world? Okay, because YouTubers should be smart about this. People with political things should be smart and fucking protect their information. If not, don't fucking blame the person who's talking about it in a Discord with people maybe stupidly who might not have the best intent, but shit. That's a different story, in my opinion. Anyone disagree, they can come on and fucking defend it, okay? I would be happy dandy to do it right after I go through all my lead up here.
YouTube's rules at the very least. And it violates the Geneva Convention of Internet Content Creators, where you never take internet beef into the real world. It's just going too far with this whole thing. Jack's Films was just.
Yeah, this is where Alyssa McConaughey broke the golden rule, why everyone jumped on her. Probably rightfully so. I think it was a little bit weak, but she did break the rule with the Facebook DM. Did Smash JT ever reveal that? Does anyone even care about that? Probably
just
not.
Making critiques on her content as well as making fun of it, which is something everyone does all the time, every single fucking day. And to go to this extreme where you dox him for it is just an incomprehensible, insano style step. Now, Jack's Films posting about this on Twitter obviously gained a lot of traction. This isn't exactly some kind of like whoops-a-daisy moment, a mistake that can happen.
Somehow there was defenses for Sniper Wolf here. The bitch doxed him, okay? Even if people can fucking find his information, you don't fucking do that. It's a fucking bad idea, especially when you are sending hate so much their way, okay? You can tell your audience not to harass people all the time. What you have to do is be like, okay, this is a problem. You don't demonize the person unless you want your audience to go after them. Keep that in mind. Be like, okay, genuine mistake. Act like a reasonable human being and not just jump and do the outrage and try to cancel their bitch ass. So, Mama Max, quite an interesting deal.
About it a little bit with Bosch.
I guess he's canceled, but maybe in his case, deservedly so. It's self-cancellation. He dug a fucking hole. He's done a lot of fucking shady ass shit. Pretty much lied. You find lies here and there. He tries to cope about it. Sounds familiar? Probably not. Maybe. Who knows?
About it a little bit with Bosch. How would you explain that? It's like half fiction, half kind of a story.
I call it hybrid, like documentaries, because it's like, it is half fiction that is parallel to the real story, and then there's just the real story.
Interesting. So the stylistic approach.
And this content isn't just for entertainment. This is for pedo hunting. Okay. There's a whole legal. Pedo hunters on YouTube have a bad track record.
I think that's probably really what's got your audience, because I mean the stories themselves, exposing these people are good, but
they always take down my shit. So
what
this video?
What was the video that with the aforementioned ass?
It was a 90-minute documentary about. Well, I say documentary; they're a hybrid. My content is like half documentary, half.
Even though this is my own video I'm watching, I clipped together some other things. Unreleased Vincent Martin video because enough people covered most of the same shit. Okay. But yeah, all in all, boo Bosh. Fuck the guy who went on Lolly Hill and took the horse to do the lollies on Lolly Hill. Mandatory. Vosh shitting on.
Fictional.
It seems that the line between the fictional portrayal and the underlying truth became blurred for some, leading to confusion and concern. While the narratives were crafted in fiction,
and the pretentiousness of this guy
was very much a reality.
Where does the fiction ends and reality begins with Mama Matt? It's really hard to tell where that line is, and that is seemingly by design. but why?
The content you make, I feel like if you're not with it, you can't really be against it. You know what I mean? Like, are you pro?
Every
like,
Max hater is just picking the wrong side, as it were.
Yeah, literally. I mean, you're making videos where you're aligning yourself with literally what's right.
Literally the least controversial take.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you become an impossible stoppable force. You create a fan base based off of what cannot be defended. Okay. And now Mama Max has a very special thing. He went after pedos. Everyone, both sides hate that shit. Okay. But when it comes to one side or another, you sort of get your little groupies together. Yeah, sort of rile them up and make sure people know you're the one in the right. You harp on that over and you demonize anyone who even attempts to talk bad about your moral crusade, even when it's fucking lacking in complete ethics and everything else. Morality rules.
Of all time.
Yes, but somehow it's controversial. I don't understand.
How did Mama Max make aligning himself with what's literally right controversial? Is it by weaponizing his audience? Sort of in the similar vein as he did in his earlier days with the Mama Max sends his love. What made Max switch from his really almost sickeningly positive love bombing technique that he used earlier in his career to sort of get ahead with both his audience and other creators?
I mean, you're losing the original videos maybe, and you're losing some of the viewership, but you're not losing the people.
I know. I love them so much. Like, they are so good to me. I really appreciate them.
Don't you stream a lot too? You stream a lot too, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so they all, like, a lot of those people come from your stream. Is that where the Mama Max sends his love come from?
Yes, that is where that comes from.
All right, yeah, because you see that all over the internet. I mean, it took me a while to figure out where it was coming from, because I would go to like all these comment sections, I would see that shit, and I'm like, who's Mama Max, and why is he sending his love? And I'm like, what is going?
Make sure your audience is also felt loved, felt like they're protected, and you care about them. And everything you do is for them. Very important thing in, I'm not going to say manipulation tactics, but I'm not going to say not manipulation tactics, okay?
Going on here.
To creating these large campaigns, art projects, and practically a hate mob of the people around him, especially his audience, to pressure. Oh, campaigns. Let's take the hate out of it, okay? Just the mob. Or goons, maybe. Others to fall in line behind him with what's, again, literally right. It seems he used this tactic with audience members who... This was made about 8 months ago, probably, maybe 6 months, okay? So before all this, Gamergate 2 people sort of came out of the woodwork. I have consistent principles, and this is definitely something I see within social media. It's not an isolated thing that it just someone like Grummz or Mama Max, or I can't think of any other great examples of that. And I'm not even going to compare Grummz' sort of a cult-like following to someone like Mama Max, who is he definitely positioned himself well, and I don't know how he fucked this up. It's pure hubris. Generally, it's the downfall of creators like this when they fucking double down, just like Nick is not green. I don't know fucking his following to start with, so maybe he had this sort of fanatical fan base. It just takes one fucking stupid act being doubling down, just like when fucking Sweet Baby Inc. employee went to harass Cabrutus, try to get rid of his fucking Steam account and this fucking Sweet Baby Inc. detective. It's the Streisand effect. You fucking do it and it doesn't get corrected and be like, I was wrong for it. And you don't have the company behind it say it's wrong for doing that. You sort of fucking yourself over with the Streisand effect. And how they played up the Streisand effect, keep on using it in their narrative. I gotta admire the chef's kiss. I wonder how long they're gonna make that around. Maybe why the maybe just conspiracy theory here. Throw out conspiracy theory time. Okay, maybe that's why the DDoS attacks, they're hyping that up on DI detected website. You know, you got to support it. Is that going to come up? Became unsatisfied with his content. other content creators, both big and small, taking different approaches depending on what size they were in relative to himself. And according other content creators, Heels vs. Babyface, Ademion, a whole bunch of rising stars like Hypnotic, a lot of other people, just orbiters, just hanging on to the ball things. As I said, this was at least made 6 months ago, so this doesn't perfectly align, but hell, and maybe I'm wrong with this. Maybe Mama Max did not weaponize his fan base or any stuff. Maybe he was completely right in creating his hybrid. Okay, I'm going to stop this fucking thing and let it play. At the end of the day, even YouTube as a platform.
Bad press, good press. I just want to finally see some justice done for the victims in my videos. So, again, I'm gonna have to upset all of my fellow creators and make a goddamn disaster out of you, YouTube, because you never do anything until we start squeezing your balls. And this is the part where you come in, children. The links are in the description. I kindly ask you to come with me and make a fucking mess for the second time.
Max also almost seemed to have used this as a weapon to shame or smear those that got in his way.
And when you give this guy any type of criticism that he may be doing anything wrong, well, you must be pro-pedophile.
Basically, next time they remove my video is the next time they're getting another pedo tube.
Whether it's random comments.
Yeah, you go against him. You're lining with the woke racists, okay? You're anti-gamer, anti-white, blah, blah, blah. You get the stick.
Other YouTubers, or even YouTube themselves, it's all the same response from Max. If you disagree with my approach, you must be pro-pedo. The most egregious example of this is when he accused the entire platform of YouTube of supporting and protecting pedophiles just because he had 2 of his videos struck down for violating TOS.
Our children are exploited, molested, and raped every day, and you choose to side with their abusers. I'm here trying to protect sexual abuse victims. I worked 3 long, hard, traumatizing months on this project just for you to obliterate it completely. Is this what we get for publishing on your platform?
Dude, your video got taken down for harassment and bullying. This isn't that deep. There isn't some conspiracy that YouTube secretly loves pedos. It's probably because you make violent threats in your videos and send your audience to harass people while doxing them. Ever thought of that?
And the networking ability that he showed early on in his YouTube career definitely paid off by having, just the right friends to help him reach whatever he wanted.
On November 26, 2021, my good friend Max published a video exposing the colossal ring that is IMVU, and to no one's surprise, YouTube tore it down like none of it ever happened. And for what? Because of the bare ass of a virtual character. Is this a joke?
We don't like pedophiles. Something you don't seem to see eye to eye with us on YouTube.
So Max makes this video 2 days ago, and he fucking calls out like every single like allegation to be BS. Like he calls out all the irregularities, all the problems.
Okay, context is needed here for new viewers. Max had some accusations of pretty much being a really bad boyfriend. Some abusive behavior, a little bit of a underage thing going on. I wouldn't call him a pedo, okay, but he definitely liked young or dumb women for various reasons. I think it was for manipulation, but theories, a lot of theories out there. That's the one I go with, and there's probably others that I could understand.
All the fault, like he brings up all the contradictions. This is like lawyer masterclass.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he does. Unbiased opinion. Like, so I've known Max for years, randomly. Like when I was first started to like make commentary.
Yeah, unbiased opinion. I've known him for years. Blah, blah, blah. How the fuck is that unbiased? If you're friends with someone, of course you're gonna be biased, okay? And yeah, there are negative bias, but yeah. If you think I hate Grummz just because I hate Grummz, I was actually thought he was actually cool, a good source in the start of it. I thought it was weird that he was sort of echoing some of the points like Ademion, some of the really brain rot anti-woke YouTubers. Makes sense now. Makes sense. And how can I dislike him personally? It's his actions that I dislike. If I hate fucking Grummz, it's for the actions he does. If he corrected his actions, I'd be like, okay, you turned a leaf. You can get your redemption arc, dude, okay? You just got to turn it around and stop with this fucking bullshit, okay? But sometimes there's a certain point of no return. Doubling down is a true effect in play, and that's what happened to Mama Max. Let's hope it doesn't happen.
It was in 2016. He was like in a small Skype community I was in. I mean, I had like 4,000 subs or something. So I've known him forever, back when he was doing like animations, kind of like pre-era of what he's really got into now. Always seemed like a super nice guy. But of course, everyone, you know, has their demons. But like I recently became aware of this.
Oh, I'm just going through patterns of behavior now, going through the past and the commentary. Seems like a lot of culture warriors have no fucking clue about this. Cancel culture. Bad, bad, bad. Anti-cancel culture, okay? It's quite a fucking shit ton mess. Let me know if you want to come on and enjoy the sheer stupidity of one of my streams. I always like company and pushback when I can get it.
This like 3 days ago, I saw the video pop up initially from the girls that made this YouTube video. And then I watched another video from Max, which was actually a month or two old, where it looked like he was getting ahead of it, but he was doing an interview with another smaller commentary YouTuber. Yeah. Okay. And I watched that, and I didn't watch the whole video from the girls, but the gist of what I got was like, Max is mean. He was mean to me.
Side note, does Leon Lush know the meaning of unbiased opinion? Because it seems he's rather biased towards one of my Max over, one of my unreleased videos, because everyone did shit on Mama Max. I was like, why am I putting effort into fucking making this video? The 5 girls that he didn't even know about in that video he was talking about. And it also seems he was further biased by the Craig Beckett video. And on top of that, he didn't even watch the whole video from the girls before commenting on a podcast about that.
He had already came across as disingenuous from the guy's side, because they failed to account for the fact that they leaked out his driver's license.
Just in case anyone's around, I'm going to pop this in stream for about 5 minutes before deleting it. In case anyone wants to come on, comment, or have any other fun stuff. No tricky business though.
Which is not something you want to be doing, right?
No, probably not. Not a good look.
Just a reminder.
Bias, obviously, because me and Max are closer friends. So it's like, yeah, I guess I come with the bias, but I was just so fucking mad at the discourse that took place on Twitter. It's like, there's obviously, like, here's the thing, okay, don't get me wrong. If Max, you uploaded an image of like an actual naked butt and you got your video taken down, look, by YouTube's vague TOS, they were technically in the right, but
and I love that fucking Mudahar, all these guys, especially Mudahar, accepted to claim he was a retard for just taking his friend's word over this small little content creator who was hoping, admittedly, some of those women were a little bit schizo at the time, but he at least was honest about his retardation for trusting his friend over really the facts.
But at the same time, I wasn't titillated by that ass, you know? Like, I wasn't watching Max.
Do what you want, man. Okay, don't get me banned. That is if you want to.
Dude, your video.
I am full free speech and doing what you want. I'm just trying to give people options. Because the more options, the better generally.
Got taken down for harassment and bullying.
I don't want to get canceled.
This isn't that deep.
That's a privacy guideline. It's going to get taken down, because if you have any ounce of something, like if you show somebody's driver's license, you're doxing their address, where their family could be living, anything. So even if
here's where the doxing came on. There was a whole complicated thing with Magnetar where he showed Mama Max's real name to sort of try to prove something. It was his stupidity. And people didn't realize Mama Max actually changed his name, and it was an old thing. So it really wasn't going to affect him personally, but he'll still just fucking around.
Like, even if you find the scummiest person on the internet, you know, like the scummiest dude, like even if it's like a legit piece of shit.
The allegation that Max levied against the video's creator, Magnetar, before his real name became known as Anthony Fields.
And yeah, Mama Max pretty much doxed Magnetar. So why doesn't Mudahar even mention? Yeah, since it's incomplete, he also doxed the guy who was accusing something Gerald, blah, 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 the werewolf vampire god thing. Great meme. Still yet to prove. Maybe it was some cringy stuff as a youth. Mention that.
Now, it turns out that the guy who orchestrated the video
might be
who sent out.
And the evidence for that was bullshit. A friend of his sister's used an anonymous testimony, and people bought this bullshit hook, line, sinker. Why? Because Mama Max had a reputation. They didn't need real evidence. His word, his little fake little testimony fucking was enough to get people to believe this one dude, because he came out against Mama Max, was just pure and utter shit. And that actually sort of makes me angry. I feel bad for Magnetar. Good guy from what I know. His girlfriend, questionable. She likes a base like Patrick, so ugh.
Where does it
like,
end?
I got
Where does
too
the
much.
cycle end?
Like
And
Max showed this
apparently,
like
was this the White House interning with Obama or something? Like there was this whole weird arc in this.
Yeah. Me and my girlfriend were like, we know Max, so it's like
Yeah.
we just want to know this whole thing. And you got to imagine, like, if you're the guy running these things and you have a possible history.
I mean, to be honest, looking at it from his perspective, Max is this guy who obviously has a chip on his shoulder and hates this dude, right? And he's making videos about catching. He's just
Yeah. Use the hate card, okay? Obviously, this guy hates Max. That's his only motivation. You can hate someone and still think they're wrong and be right with it.
scared. Then one of the videos will be about him. So he's trying to discredit Max first.
Imagine
God.
that. The projection. It's almost, oh my God, that's so
Well,
fun.
at best, it made people like myself second guess looking into these allegations those 5 girls made and Anthony published. At worst, people like Mutahar.
I mean, to the people who doubted it, I can understand partially. Some of the girls that Max dated later, really sus women, okay? But the first 2, they seem fairly credible. They just use the incredibility to discount all the fucking claims.
And his co-host took Max's words, insinuated they could be valid off of no substantial evidence, and echoed them, effectively shutting down the story and further harming Anthony's
Evidence over fucking credibility and message. That's what I believe in, okay? Fucking someone I completely hated or even disliked. Hell, I've proven that with my content. I didn't want to fucking make that video defending H-Bomber guy for his fucking badass jokes against 2 actual enlightened centrists that, you know, I sort of like them. I think they have a good idea politically, good head on those shoulders. Shh, don't tell them that, okay?
reputation.
After my first strike, I was like, this is some bullshit. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to ask if people want me to keep doing hentai or not. And people want me to keep.
Pay attention. It's always about the audience. This is how some people get away with this. It's always about the fans, always about the audience. They fucking dodge accountability because that's what the audience want. That's what the fans want. That's what Gamergater want. You know what? Fuck off. I've talked to the guy who who's researching the Gamergate book. He was involved in Gamergate, hosted things for Gamergate. He thinks Grummz is scum also. Fucking stop speaking for everyone, you jackasses.
Keep doing hentai because I mean I was still seeing people uploading videos, like large YouTubers still getting away with it. So I'm like, okay, it must have just been a hiccup or something.
Yep.
So I was like, okay.
And that's the end. I let some lead room for that. The Vincent Martin's secret cut video that will never be completed. It will live here in infamy. So let me actually do a palate cleanser, okay? Because we're about to get into murky territory.
Well, you'll fit in perfectly around here. Meet my daughters. Sumi, a civil rights lawyer, Natamana, a lesbian, and Anita, a man-hater.
If you're wondering why this is in such a weird short format, it's because the original video was taken off of YouTube. Copyright. This is why I did not go down the path of more satirical overdub content, because this shit was just annoying, okay? This one, I liked, okay? Pay attention, okay? Might sound like a retard. I'm doing all the voices, okay? Give me a break. I'm cringy now and a little bit stupid here and there. I think I have some insight here and there, and I'm willing to stick my neck out here and there. But give me some leeway.
Sumi, a civil rights lawyer, Natamana, a lesbian, and Anita, a man-hater. Everyone, grandmoms could be living with us starting today.
Why did I call her Anita? It's not a reference to Anita Sarkeesian.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
No.
His grandma is a girl half the time. What are you talking about? I don't know how I feel about this. Be cool, sis.
You talking about Willis?
Come on, sis. It'll give us a good diversity in this family again. But he's
Yes.
a boy half the time. Not he, Rantmon. Well, sorry about that, but it's confusing. What's confusing about it, you binary norm? Well, excuse me for not understanding gender fluidity. Why do you have to oppose your patriarchal authority over me? You males are just trying to keep women down. I'm not male. I'm gender fluid. I don't wanna live here. You
Okay,
can't.
okay. Oh, I played the wrong one first? Oh, fuck. I guess I'll play both. They're both cringe. This one isn't as politically motivated.
Make me
You're not
Dad, have you been mail ordering brides again? Does Panda Express deliver prostitutes to you now?
It's hard to believe that Mint Mobile can get any.
Okay. We
I don't
get
wanna-
into
I don't wanna live here. You
unchecked,
can't make me. You're not-
untrained territory. So buckle up. We're going into Willie Mac Show, probably one of the commentary community's people that I like best, most consistently overall. Not perfect. He's got a little bit of edge. Okay. But
One of
this
the biggest community-wide investigations finished.
anyone who wants to hate on leftists, Willie Mac is your man. He fucking did the debate with Hassan, making him look like a clown. What did he do it on? By talking politics at all? No, he confronted him on the fucking facts. Okay. These commentary YouTubers are doing more to sort of fuck over the idea of these other leftists actually on YouTube. How does that apply to the game space? I don't know, but it sort of hampers the credibility of leftists online, and that is something I will always be approved of. Okay, go through his ad, which might be a little bit pragmatic in some people's opinions, but here is where we're going to get into the full Nelson overall. So
together and they helped me out. And while I really respect it, it's brought a lot of people to do the QAnon brain bullshit about me, where they're saying I'm stealing money from my fans.
I will never do a GoFundMe breakdown for bad faith actors. When people would rightfully ask for updates, she'd respond to them with memes. She'd suddenly have the money for new streaming gear, travel, drugs, rehab, while revealing that she hadn't even started working with a lawyer yet.
But now I'm going to be focusing more on the legal things because I'm settled down, I'm back in Canada, and I have.
Oh, if you want to know why he's doing the cuts, it's because Keffels talks real slow. I mean, hell, I thought I talk slow. And sometimes overall, I do talk too fast. The words sort of get mashed up for me, but let's give it a go. Just displaying all the cuts because of how brain dead Keffels is, both with her speech and generally the crappy stuff she does. And this is going to apply a lot. I'm sort of highlighting some of these sort of leftist behaviors of Keffels because the parallels aren't one-to-one, and they might get me into trouble with the comparison that I'm obviously drawing here and will.
Time to work on this now.
And if you questioned her, no matter how much you disavow transphobia, you're transphobic. While Cornell leaked DMs from her group chat, she proved the conspiracy theorist right. Keffels would write, feels really bad watching the GoFundMe deplete. The rest will cover a year's worth of rent and my psych fees if I talk to a psychologist once a week for the next 11 months. I keep trying to think of how it depleted so fast, and it's just so many little things. Travel and replacing furniture and helping my friends out by buying new streaming gear and clothes. That is not what the money was raised for. None of those things were stated in her GoFundMe. This is fraud. In these messages.
So GoFundMe, she got a lot of criticism for her 100,000 GoFundMe. And just for the record, just for the start, Mark Kern, Grummz, GoFundMe for his game, which I guess technically is still being developed. Sort of what Nick was sort of investigating. 2 months, okay, he talks about 2 months of a harassment. He's talking about how his investigation was going, okay? Talking to various people, putting out various information, fucking up some places here and there with the information, okay? We'll admit that. You can bear got him with the fucking troll sort of deep fate state, and they use that. Yeah, you got tricked by this fucking little obsessed little weirdo. Got a stream going over him. Didn't get many views, but I don't do things for views. I do things for clarity. So that is that, and this is this. His GoFundMe collected him $130,000. So $30,000. That's not even counting the other sort of Patreon and skin sort of things he is going over. Something I don't hear many people sort of defending Grummz even bring up. They sort of have to push all that aside for their narrative and not the reasons why Nick was, as Mark Kern says it, harassing him and stalking him because he had an investigation that is sadly left out of their narrative.
Are from only 2 months after she raised the money, meaning she burned through most of it before she even decided who she was suing. She'd continue, if anyone found out how I spent the GoFundMe, I am definitely getting canceled. Now, it's not just luxuries that the money was wasted on. I want to make abundant.
Yep. Time and stupidity got Keffels started. Caught? Sorry. Weird word to sort of get that. It got her caught. She ran her mouth. At least I'm not saying Kern burned through his money or misappropriated it for things that weren't involved in his game. He might have that sitting in a bank. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't have all the facts, but I do have some theories based on some things some people miss that I'll sort of lead in before I go into the side scrollers, sort of a cope of Mark Kern. I'll go over that briefly.
In the clear, not a single dollar of the used money was spent in a meaningful way. She raised the money to move to a safe location that wasn't doxxed, while spending her time tweeting out and streaming her location. But more importantly, she revealed why she moved. It wasn't to get away from her doxers, it was to get away from her.
Yep. She got doxxed and swatted. Okay. Yeah, it is a real concern. And I actually say Mark Kern, smart for letting the local PD know that that might be made. But the dumbass, that shit was only being discussed in a fucking Discord. Giga Bear brought it out into the public, and he had to blow up even more. He had to make that shit known. He essentially amplified where people can get information. He forced the issues out. People know how to find him now. It's completely retarded that he took the steps he did. You're supposed to stay quiet about fucking doxes and take care of it privately under the table, unless you're trying to make yourself into a victim. That's my way of looking at it here. But I don't come from just a culture war, commentary, political, culture war, a little bit of other stuff. I'm an all-arounder. Makes me probably a little less focus on really some niche, the deep issues. But I'm also a believer in research, and I try to be practically over-informed for almost anything I seriously talk about. Sometimes I just have a shit and go about it sort of a content, but you can't always go full throttle. You're gonna burn yourself off on.
X.
And there was a criticism that I frequently got throughout that time. How does moving to a different country help you with online harassment? And as we found out, it didn't. And the truth is, I left the country because of my ex.
That's not what the money was donated for. Again.
I don't blame you for misunderstanding me. I'm speaking quite fast and I'm getting a little mush mouth. Okay, I think I need to let Willie speak and take a drink. Wet my whistle.
Does moving to a different country help you with online harassment? And as we found out, it didn't. And the truth is, I left the country because of my ex.
That's not what the money was donated for. Again, that's fraud. But it goes even deeper. The one good thing you could have argued that Keffels did was spend some of the money filing legally through the Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario.
The reason they decided to go with the Human Rights Tribunal rather than a lawsuit is because the Human Rights Tribunal has unique powers that a civil suit does not.
The reason I decided to ultimately go through the Human Rights Tribunal rather than the lawsuit is because the Human Rights Tribunal has powers that a civil suit does not. All I would get is money. I am pushing for police body cams. Papers are being processed and it could take up to 6 years. The London police have already had an initiative to get body cams on every.
Okay, this is another thing I think people should be on the lookout for, very deceitful and manipulative people such as Keffels. I'm going to say this is Kern, okay? You can make up your own mind. They'll fucking dilly-dally, wishy-washy, change their story and have their sort of cope for, why they don't pursue the lawsuit. I mean, yeah, Kern... I didn't actually see the tweet where he originally, not recently, but in the past, he did talk about possibly suing a Nick of Second Wind. I assume so because he's like, I'm not going to. Him talking about Ember, the shirt he's always wearing on his little stupid little virtual avatar that he does for all these streams. That's his logo. It's rather crappy. It might be hard to tell. Okay, I don't like it. maybe some certain people who play his game like his logo. I'm not a big fan of it. Okay. But yeah, he was apparently from a tweet saying, oh, I'm not going to sue him for, sort of exposing me initially. And when Asmongold covered it, you can find it. Okay. Has a Mark Turn tweet right on it. And the comment section is filled with love for Kern. He is a charismatic guy. I have to give him credit at that, at least.
Recap by 2025. So really, it's just another way for Keffals to ask for more money. I've already torn apart this document in one of my previous videos. Look there if you want more details. I don't have much faith in her case at all. Instead, she's seemingly been spending the money doxing people, posting.
Yeah, okay. He has a lot of videos on Keffals, a lot of videos on Hassan. Now I'm surprised he went so light on Vosh. He even had fucking Doomer Media help him out with the Vosh stuff. He's been a rather wrecking ball for a lot of the worst leftists on the left, at least on YouTube. Okay, you can't cover everything out there.
Bad Empanada's full name, his address, admitting she's got second thoughts, full name and addresses.
So she got doxxed, blame Kiwi's Farms. Well, we might not get into it. It wasn't really even Kiwi Farms who really doxed her. It was Website X. She even admitted to it, not being Kiwi Farms and this other mysterious, threatening website that people don't want to echo the sentiment. That's what you do with scary things and information you don't want to know. You don't go on blasting that fucking information at full scale. Again, so retarded to amplify that unless you're trying to turn yourself into a victim, as clearly Keffals was trying to do. She even admits she was painting a target. She was painting a target on herself. Okay. This was Keffals' MO. She would have cry bully tactics. She would go after people, and when people came back at her, she would play all innocent. What did I do? They're being transphobic. It's the evil Kiwi farmers. They have a bad reputation. No bad tactic, only bad targets. A thought that I attribute to Vosh. Maybe it probably definitely doesn't come from him, but I can definitely say the same about Gamergate 2 under Grummz.
As well, saying I did it myself. I never published this info. It's just like a game for me. She got this by paying private investigators for it. Her dream is to retire from streaming and be a professional private investigator, to dox people professionally. Right now, it's just some hobby for her. Half the reason why Keffals was able to raise so much money is because she kept getting doxed. So why is she doing it to innocent people? These DMs are now leaked. Their personal information is everywhere. What are you doing? Did this take GoFundMe money to do? So what is Keffals' response to this career-ending evidence? Well, it's to call everyone transphobic. I understand people have criticisms of me. I don't think I'm above being critiqued. That said, was it really necessary to use a transphobic caricature of me in the thumbnail while not using my pronouns in the video announcement? But if you just click the community notes, you can see that Muda did use her preferred pronouns. As for the transphobic art, it's not transphobic.
Yeah, but her audience won't care. They'll just listen and believe without looking at the other side. Think critically. I find a real problem on any style. Okay. I have consistent standards. I will hold leftists to the same standards as everyone else. Okay. Might not be fair because they have retarded worldviews. Maybe I should give them like special handicap pass for some of their stupidity. But the fact that some people actually believe in this shit, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll fucking call it for what it is. Downright brain dead retarded. And anyone who imitates the left, I will also think is retarded. Hell, I understand the poetic justice of fucking using the enemy's tactics against them. But if that enemy is using dirty, underhand tactics, I'm going to disagree with it either side.
It's drawn by just a worm who makes ugly characters of everyone. It's his art style. Keffals has used his art in her own thumbnails. This accusation would rally her audience as well as some left-leaning creators into bullying the artist into going private.
Just a worm is his name, and it really is just a style. Here's a couple examples.
Oh, we get a crossover. Good old Denims. Great cameo from her. Remember? She upped the ante on the payment for the hit on Mark Grummz, okay? And of course she would be a fucking Keffals supporter, fucking brain dead mod for fucking Hassan, or at least one of the biggest e-girls simping for that leftist brain dead breaking apart loser. Oh, the beauty of him just freaking out on freaking what was it? Pierce Morgan. Mwah. See, no love for that. Hell, even back in the day, I thought it was rather shitty that Ethan Klein sort of did the bait and switch. I've sort of changed it. Ethan Klein, you need to expect some tricks with Ethan Klein, okay? Crowder, he had some cope. He could have taken, he should have been able to take Sam Cedar. Okay, I think he should have giga chatted that. If our people don't know, sorry, I'm going to finish. Go on.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? This isn't a defense.
She has to think so hard to make this terrible argument.
If I call all of my friends, I'm like, you are engaging in some real tomfoolery, in some real bad boot.
I sort of.
Here's the thing, right? This isn't
her preferred pronouns.
I have to go back, folks.
This accusation would rally your audience as well as some left-leaning creators into bullying the artist into going private.
Just a worm is his name, and it really is just a style. Here's a couple examples. Okay, so here's the thing, right? This isn't.
Oh, he went private. So they won. He obviously was in the wrong. He went private. Okay, not going to go on. Okay, so some people don't want to take the shit. I'm not getting shit because fuckers don't want to come after me. It's funny as hell. I'm not getting any of the dumbass comments for all of my fucking criticisms of the brain dead Gooner Gators. And yeah, Gooner Gate. Damn, no one took that. No one's like, okay, one person took it, but it's someone I know. And yeah, I know it hurts. It's low, but they are goons and they're not gamer gators. So the logic makes sense there.
A defense.
She has to think so hard to make this terrible argument.
If I call all of my friends, I'm like, you are engaging in some real tomfoolery, in some real baboonery. I can say that as many times as I want. I'm not making that joke about one of my black friends. Because now it's fucking insane. And now it's objective.
But you will make jokes about death threats. I can definitely say I sort of agree with Grummz there, okay? These jokes are stupid, okay? You should acknowledge their jokes. And I think Grummz has a little bit of cope about it later. But I'll generally agree. It's just not a good precedent to make such sort of even jokes, okay? Should you take them as if they're serious? No, but it's still something I will agree with Grummz on. Not a good precedent, but don't use it as some sort of victim narrative that they're really after your life. When, yeah, they're jokes.
Just racist. I don't get to say, well, I say this about everybody.
Nobody has ever called you racist for that.
You can't just make the same joke at everybody because that's not how.
It's because I came up with the term. I got tired of Mark Kern and his little goons trying to take the label of Gamergate too. I'm like, these guys have no ethics. I'm calling you Goonergate, okay? Because you're goons, and the joke is you like to goon, but it's more that the fact they're goons. Thank you for asking, so I can clarify that.
Society works. You can't just do that.
Well, what do you want? Can we just treat Pebbles like a regular person? She wants it to be transphobic so bad.
He can't just like say, oh, well, it's the artist who made that drawing. No, it's your channel. You have responsibility to.
But if someone else comes up with an alternative term, I just don't want to call them Gamergate too, okay? Simple as that. They don't deserve it. They don't have the ethics or even the brain power. Because I respect Gamergate. Most of them.
Your audience to not be, I would like to think, not be openly transphobic. And if you're posting like this, it's your YouTube channel. It's your fault.
She's laughing because she knows it's stupid. Fellow artists would show their solidarity with Just a Worm by making more ugly depictions of Keffels, some of it being transphobic. So before there was no transphobic art, and because she made up this story, there is now transphobic art. She literally...
At FanDuel, we speak...
Another point for anyone who knows about the Grummz saga and his joke. The people making joke death threats against him. He blew it up. Okay. Again, not good, but him making a big deal out of it had the same effect as Keffels and her orbiters, like this dumb fucking
The
Girl
only insults
here,
he threw at her
Denims,
were from her own
made
actions
it
and not from her
worse.
identity. She'd follow this up with another tweet. Anyways, I'm probably going to get harassed by thousands of people for standing up for myself. Now I'm going to do something fun instead of that. See you all when it...
Does this look familiar? Saying I'm going to get harassed by lots of people for standing up, doing the right thing for my identity group, trans people, gamers. Remember, gamers are the most oppressed class of them all. Love that meme. Applies so well to these gooner gators.
Dies down. You aren't being harassed for standing up for yourself. You're getting heat for misappropriating crowd-funded money. What's crazy is the GoFundMe is still up. You could still donate to it. Her tweet will get community noted again, citing that she was using a
just for the record, I think Kern has put down all things, or at least reduced the price on his sort of Patreons and skin. I think he's halted all that. Just be clear. I'm definitely making this comparison, so feel like I need to clarify here and there. Okay, I'm not even sure. Okay, so much information and misinformation out there. Hard to keep it all straight. I'm fine with people fact checking me if they want to bring shit to me. So I'm like, okay, you want to make a claim? Show me proof. Most of the time I get a deflection or some dumbass mental gymnastics trying to be thrown at me.
Victimization method of manipulation, which she is. Every response couples or a community makes has nothing to do with the contents of Muda's video. It's all meant to distract you from the damning evidence that exists towards Keffals. They even went after Muda's wife, calling her a Nazi.
Distraction tactics. Yeah, no. Yeah, gotta love to see it. An honest person could answer a simple question. Okay, that's it. Just answer the question. Most part, dishonest people, or at least bad faith people, won't be able to answer your questions directly. Okay, they got to give it a whole bunch of subtext and qualifiers, and even then they'll sometimes use all that to change the topic completely. You gotta love the rules of rhetoric.
Because she liked a tweet making fun of people calling her a Nazi. This is a real video on Reddit. People are using as proof that she is a Nazi. It has nearly 1,000 upvotes. Muda dating a neo-Nazi made him go completely off the rails. Oh snap, did he really? Yep, forgot his girlfriend's handle, but she posted a lot of far-right conspiracy theories on here. I follow her, and no, she does not. Imagine having to become a fascist.
Far-right conspiracy. These are the left talking about someone who's apolitical. I wonder if they could just the Gooner Gators could just throw that at, someone who's not on their side, someone more centrist like me, or someone who's a more soft lefty, and just people are going to believe it. Yeah, I think that's the case. Hell, no one wants to fucking be honest or even look into the people talking about it. Deaf, dumb, and blind, keep doing it, guys. Gotta love it. Good tactics, but not very honest.
Just to get exactly, and throwing everything you stand for away just for a relationship who hates you being a marginalized minority. So they are mad at the undeniable evidence Muda brings to the table. Instead,
I hope you're not going after Keffals, the biggest fascist out there with the biggest pussy. Okay, do not do that. Do not go that low. Okay, I bet do Blair White. Okay, she's only a little fash. Okay, just a little fash. Okay.
This next one is insane. Though alt-rightoids ideology, Aryan marrying non-Aryans like Semites, Latinx, and sub-Saharan Africans. Muda and her are a fairly Aryan couple, and I believe Hitler would approve. He then goes in depth analyzing Muda's skin color to determine if he's an Aryan or not. Muda is part Aryan because Brahmins are an upper caste Indian from which the Indo-Aryan people derive.
Okay, at least I gotta give the leftist some credit for this fucking mental gymnastics here. This is fucking a beautiful display of trying to cope in with how a dark-skinned person could be like this. Hell, I'm not totally against all the ideas out there about the leftists. Okay, but damn. Don't copy the motherfuckers.
Indians have intermixed too much to be pure Aryans. They nonetheless have Aryan blood. So while they may be an interracial couple, Doe married Muda because of his Aryan ancestry. Or maybe she just married him because she likes him. Nobody knows what the hell you're talking about, man. This is the quality of criticism coming back at Muda. These people suck.
Cool. It doesn't really matter what I do because I'll always stay stuck as a fool. I'll never be cool.
Now, Muda's video did make waves in Keffals' community, with plenty of people now questioning her. I found videos of someone saying Keffals had issues with fundraisers, but I wanted to know more before I made a choice. Is this that whole she used her GoFundMe to buy Coke thing? No.
Again, comparisons. Yeah, Kern has a problem with fucking overselling a game that hasn't seen progress in at least the last 2 years from all objective looking at it. Okay. look into it yourself if you wanted to offend the motherfucker's game thing. Defend him if you share alignment, but don't fucking jump into the fucking game when you're not fucking talking about the game. Stop deflecting and assuming everyone's after him just because some brain dead leftists don't like him. I just think he's cringe and ratcheting up the rhetoric to Bosch levels of demonization in a weird way. He's much better at hiding it, okay? No, he does the tee-hee instead of that wink.
Oh, the one with streaming gear and buying legal fees. No mention of Keffel buying drinks. Streaming gear? I'm not aware of this drama. On her subreddit, people were surprised that she lied about being woken up with a gun in her face.
On August 5th, I was woken up by London police services pointing an assault rifle in my face.
But every time they're retorted with some of the dumbest offenses. Muda's video was retweeted by Stone Toss, and Tipster acts like that makes the information in it bad for some reason. It makes no sense. Another user says, my secret hot take is I don't care if someone ripped off the woke scolds for any amount. That's something that I think a lot of haters forget when they try to use that as an own. I honestly don't care one way or the other. People donate to GoFundMes that fall through all the time. This didn't fall through, it was a heist. When Muda first announced he was making his video, Keffels immediately poisoned the well by calling him evil. I privated the stream and ended early because Mudahar announced.
Yep. Demonize any of your critics and assume they're part of the other class, the enemy charging up, okay? And yeah, leftists definitely ain't no friend of mine. I definitely would like to get one on to argue some of their brain dead logic, but they're bigger cowards than fucking some of these cultural warriors out there, okay? Fucking hell. Why are ideologues all fucking pussies when it comes to push to shove? Okay, there's some people, as much as I'd like to give words of paradise a little bit of shit, it at least has some balls sometimes.
His Catboy Ranch expose gave me PTSD flashbacks to 2022. The swatting, just incredibly dark stuff in my life. I couldn't handle it. I need to take some time. His replies are flooded with Kiwi Farms users right now. He's an evil who knows what he's doing. Yeah, he's the evil one. If you ever want to know how down bad the Keffels Defense Force is, look no farther than Denims. She titled her stream, Mudahar decides to be transphobic. The stream starts by playing other people's videos uninterrupted, auto-playing to the next video when finished.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily.
You know, you should hear out the other side, no matter how retarded they are, no matter how bad faith they are. Because why the fuck not? You point out where they're being bad faith, where they're lying, okay? And you can even twist that, okay, if you really want to be dishonest, but at least pretend to address them, okay? I would rather you actually address their points, especially with leftists, because they're so dog shit to start with. Why not, okay? They're beyond reality. Why not address actual real leftists? A real leftist with brain rot, just hatred for gamers and white men. They're going to show that they won't be able to help show who they are if you press them on that directly. But at least make the appearance that you're willing to come to the table, even if you have sly methods.
Show.
What's up, Greg, and welcome back to another episode of Boomers Getting Fooled by AI.
When she finally decided to show up, she said she watched Muda's video and that none of it was accurate.
I watched a little bit of it, and it was like recounting some streamer drama or something like that. I was watching it and I was like, none of this is accurate. Wait, what?
Okay. Something I learned in the commentary community, you want to make a claim like that, at least find an example where something they fucking said was wrong. Hell, at least Grummz waited to comment on something by Nick when he got things wrong. Every time he got something slightly wrong or made a misstep, you point that out. It's a little bit better than leftists. So yeah, Gunner Gators are definitely better than leftists. Smarter also. Hope they don't get exposed. Hopefully they're tight enough lift. And there's really no investigation. They'll sort of expose them, and don't derail the investigation by, claiming wild things like he got doxxed by people. Yeah.
This isn't even related to me, but I know the people in this video, and none of this is accurate. You're just trying to portray this person as like a villain, and so you just didn't report on any of their perspective. And then when it came to report on it,
projection. Okay, you're fucking hell. Classic projection, gaslighting material. It's same all around, typically for ideologues, especially those who don't believe in liberalism. Just to clarify for brain dead motherfuckers who might be watching this, liberalism is more conservative, classical liberalism. Dave Rubin sort of hurt that when he took up that mantle. But it's a real belief. It's gotten a bad name because, a lot of pussyfoot liberals let the Marxists sort of come in under the guise of friendliness. That's why I advocate for gatekeeping, keeping people who don't want to hear people of different perspectives, but don't trust those with power who's trying to shut other people down. Okay. Make the hard decisions when it comes to really hard. Make your line in the sand real fucking clear with these people. What rules can't be broken. If people break it, warning. If it's mild, if it's major, fuck them. They're out.
You just ignored it? You were like, this isn't worth reading.
I think she's a real woman. Okay. Those are real boobs. I hope they're real boobs. It's about the only redeeming value of denims here. She has some nice knockers. Okay. There's nothing upstairs.
So maybe, I haven't decided yet. Maybe we'll watch the Mutahar video. I don't know if I can do it is the problem.
When challenged on this, she then admits that she's never even seen it.
This video is the first I have ever heard of Keffals. Is it not accurate? I haven't seen it, so I'm not claiming that it's accurate. I'm only talking about...
Oh, you gotta love it. Getting caught in a lie. Fucking hell. At least Mark Curran got plausible deniability. Dude got a law degree. Okay, he's definitely a crafty motherfucker. Finding him in a lie is really hard, and getting his audience to not say it's a mistake or a misunderstanding probably would be rather difficult.
I haven't even started. Whoa. Let's reel back.
Mood is like, here's a video exposing all of Keffals' lies, and she's like, nah, let's only talk about the thumbnail.
Let's talk about a couple things. I'm only interested right now in talking about the thumbnail. Okay? I'm only interested in talking about the thumbnail. Maybe we can watch some of the video. To be honest, the video itself, I don't care about. It's not relevant. It's not important. I only care about the thumbnail.
Yeah, let's focus on this irrelevant thing instead of the actual point of the video.
Focus on boobs, Willie. It's the only thing I care about. Just mute her and put subtitles for her. Okay, we're done with this shit here. We're done with this video. Can Muda stop saying this person's like God representation for minorities? Probably good. I'm glad fucking Black Lives Matter leaders got exposed. That's sort of a hurt. Hell, believe it or not, I did research into Sweet Baby Inc. Okay, before 2022, the same time that all these grifters got exposed, they fucking had virtue signaling for Black Lives Matter. Why did no one fucking cover that? No one with relevance be like, these bitches were fucking doing this fucking Black Lives Matter until they got exposed as scams. That really should tell you something about Sweet Baby Inc. thing. We'll fucking do this, then we'll fucking hide under the thing. They'll fine with it. Goddamn. Sorry. They're not even, the people who are even fucking in Goonergate isn't even fucking taking advantage of all the tools. They had their little narrative and they just keep on harping. It's just lazy fucking thing. And I don't approve of laziness, okay? Especially when you can harp on much more relevant terms.
Black community because he had a criminal history.
Terms, points, whatever the fuck.
George Floyd was a regular dude who was killed while being detained by the police. Keffals is a self-described activist. Keffals obviously doesn't speak for every trans person, but she hides behind being a representative.
I'm a high-profile transgender activist. There's a big target on my back.
That's why people feel the need to point it out. The media seems to be slowly catching on with the...
Oh, here's the beautiful part. Yeah. Grummz does not represent every gamer. He doesn't even represent every gamer who follows him. A lot of his fucking followers probably are just don't know. They don't look. They have the blinders, tunnel vision, okay? Just like a lot of the fucking people who follow Keffals. They're dumb fucks or they're blinded by some other sort of a delusional reason, okay? Brainwashing all around. Brainwashing might be a little bit too tough, but that's besides the point.
Young Turks even correcting the story.
I feel sick to my stomach knowing that I amplified.
Anna. She's approved, but I have to question it. Just like I have to question Brianna. I actually question Brianna way more than Anna. Okay, I don't trust her. Okay, I trust Anna Kasparian more than maybe I'm just being too critical because of how she's not fucking backing down on her fucking retarded ass Gamergate takes. As I said, I've done a lot of looking into Gamergate. I think for the most part, they were in the right. They were pushing for ethics. And there were jackasses probably joining just to be jackass. But when, oh God, they had a simple message: ethics and video game journalism, not all this hopping from games to censorship and Stellar Blade to fucking community managers to mistranslations. You're fucking, it's not only just retarded to fucking keep on doing it. It desaturates your fucking message. It's just stupidity all around. And I can't believe anyone, it's just hurting your own fucking cause. And that's a fucking kick in the balls to someone who actually want to see some ethics. You know, I'm a little bit of a shitter, so I'll make jokes and fuck around and find out, boys. But besides the point, principle is, if you're trying to be serious, you're going with someone with a serious point, don't fucking misrepresent them. It's gonna hurt you. Fucking World War I, fucking sanctions. They might have been right, they might have not. You don't want to ever turn the other leaf. Not that I think the Gooner Gates will ever get anything, but definitely gonna hurt probably things down the line.
A con artist on the show. Obviously, I did not know she was a con artist. I did not do that on purpose. But at the end of the day, I'm the host and I am responsible for what I say on this program.
Okay, based. Okay. Taking responsibility, not being a bitch about it and recognizing you fucked up. Okay. Wonder if Stuttering Craig or some of these people, I could see that. We're going to get into it. Okay. That's my in-bit there.
Calling out other media companies.
For all the other mainstream media outlets who fell for this con artist, that includes The Guardian, CNN, NBC News, NPR. Can we get a correction from you guys too?
Yeah.
Because they seem to never want to revisit the work they've done and the misreporting.
See, I don't care what side you go for. You acknowledge reality, the facts of the matter. And you're like, okay, I was wrong. I was wrong about the facts, okay? Why are these other motherfuckers aren't corrected? Like with the Mama Max thing, to this day. Well, maybe he corrected, but Leon Lush was fucking being a bitch about saying he was wrong about Magnetar, okay? And that was even more bitch-ass thing. But aside.
They've engaged in. The fact that they were conned by a con artist like Heffels.
This is accountability. This is how stories should be corrected. And the Young Turks should be applauded for it.
Okay. He has lots of coverage of fucking Keffels. Okay, I'm not losing anything by playing this. I feel a little bit bad. If you if you hate Doomer Media, you'll probably be biased. I think Willie Max used him. Who knows? Don't know. Don't want to poison the well there. And let's get into the boring part of the stream because I got the X-Files to highlight because. You know what? Because I can't all be fun and games. The dry portion of the run, I'll try to liven it up with a little bit of zest and zing, but I'll try to keep it dry, matter of facts overall. So please forgive the lack of entertainment I can really give. There's not that I'm making any of this other shit entertain. I try. You know, you gotta have a little bump to your comp. I'm just fucking up now. Fucking with the words. Okay, so here's one of my profiles that I use for streams. It's good to have two accounts for this. Okay. We're not there yet. What? Oh, bookmarks. Sorry, you didn't see that. Nothing to see here. Okay. And he's fucking private now. Damn. He's probably getting a lot of shit. Okay. I don't know. Does he deserve it or not? I think he's mostly in the right. He's done some dumb things, but that's besides the point. They're probably celebrating this private status right here. Okay. Let me see how well I can document this, but I have to say, not liking the logic of some chud. Hello, found. Basically, this was one of the dipshits who fucking a veiled threat to fucking do this shit here. Don't approve how this twisting of the logic. Just started off with that retweet to sort of go to his thread here. Okay. Well, as usual, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to dox him, including addresses of family names. And take that with a grain of salt if you want. Okay, so now here, as far as I can tell, it starts here. Reportedly, GigaBear joined Second Wind Discord to investigate, made 2 DM requests and took screenshots before being discovered and banned, ? Or left of his own free will. Doesn't really matter too much, which is true. Okay. Okay, you can read. Yeah, GigaBear. Again, you want to know about some of his crazy past, did a whole stream on it with a little bit of DEI cover, because that's a way to drive out the trolls. Because believe it or not, DI, yeah, cringe depends on the mode of ethics. The anti-racist DMI, definitely say it's complete garbage, but there are alternatives that were being created by mainly libertarians trying to replace a broken thing. Okay, it still has the same sort of name, so the same sort of stigma with the retards sort of talking about and flapping about. There's probably some good things. I need to know the details of whether the DEI is bad or not. Probably a majority is bad, but there probably is some decent replacements for it. Okay, you've been targeting Grummz, myself, and the entire Ember community for months. Oh, God, such a horrible fucking framing. And you're a fucking spaz-ass troll. Let's see how he frames these screenshots. Okay, here's the stuff. They said, if any of the stuff to me at a bar, I would happily get kicked out for knocking them out. Little bit of bravado here. Okay. Definitely, that isn't a joke. I think it's a hypothetical. Definitely a hypothetical that he doesn't like you Gooner Gators. And I don't think I would go to violence. I think I would actually argue you and any Gooner Gator into violence on me, but I know how to defend myself. Okay. Depends on the Gooner Gator at large. Rather not meet one in real life. Let's hope they're not as crusty as I imagine them be. I have no beef with you or anyone else at Second Wind outside of blah, blah, blah. Don't appreciate the implication here. Dude, you came into the Discord in order to investigate it, okay? You approach someone. You have malicious intent. You don't listen to reason, okay? You have a history, a pattern of behavior that, frankly, is appalling, okay? Even if it's not all true, even if like 50% of the shit said about your past is true, it's still pretty fucked up, man. Twitter won't do anything because I did nothing wrong. Okay. Maybe I was right. He's really on to you. He's weird as fuck. Okay. Begs the question. Okay. Cleavage and health flavors do. Okay. What is he even responding to? The problem, long documented history of excessive stalking and doxing. True from what I've seen. Yikes. Twitter in current day won't do anything unless he makes a public threat. Yeah. Okay. How's this? Okay. Why am I doing this? I don't know. I'm shooting myself in the fucking foot here. But this is where it gets really concerning. A cooperative effort in Second Discord to dox Grummz. It's not a fucking dox. Nick was fully post on board, acted only when his actual address was being posted. You don't know that. That's edited. Okay, you could have blurred if you knew about that and had that screenshot. You could have taken it and blurred it out like you did with even this little bit of shit here. Even the city is blurred out when it's publicly available. Sorry, his LinkedIn publicly available. So that's the framing he gives this. But only to look at this framing, unhinged. I think his little hyperbolic thing was more unhinged than this, but you didn't use it. See, he blocked out the city. Oh, I know he lives in the United States. I forget what's on that. I looked at it, okay? According to this, he lives in Cali. Blah, 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 blah. Fair enough, blocking it out. Okay, maybe it's not him, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, here's where he points out Nick's secret. So they use this, that somehow this had his full address. Then maybe he did, okay? Hell, if I'm correct, I know his full address. I'm not fucking showing it. I'm not going to mention it, okay? Dumbass shit to do that, especially on a stream. but I can't be sure of that correctly. Supposedly it's he's using that address, and people are like, use a PO box, and such a dumb motherfucker. Or he wants to make himself a target. That's the two reasons, okay? Or another possibility is he doesn't actually have the funds to sort of get a PO box. Okay, wonder why that could be. The last one from Giga, plus a bonus about think about the whale speech. Yeah, you gotta love the whale speech. I'm going over facts. Okay, like they mention, people tend to say what they actually feel. It's purely among friends. This is a bit unhinged. I'm not going over this. This is all thing. The bar thing is probably the closest thing to unhinged, okay? And that's probably a hyperbolic man behind closed doors, okay? I love the whale speech. Gotta read this out. Let me get the bigness in my voice. I'm not actually being the idiot here, just to address my good buddy. Let me not use his real name in association with this, but good buddy, we disagree on this severely. The packs Nick have been yelling about were about a thing for several months before he even tweeted about the game, blah, 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 Path of Exile, blah, blah, blah. Here's the good part, okay. Many other examples of crowdfunding gaming, too many to list. This is an industry standard. You must have a giga tier packages or you're leaving the whales to spend their money elsewhere. Gotta get the whales, even if they love your game. Excessive, yes. For most people would be. They weren't meant for most people, though. They were meant for people like me. Giga Bear, sorry. Who really want to see games they enjoy and have disposable income. And if I'm correct, if you are to believe, I think he's putting himself in a bankruptcy with his fucking little whale obsession here. This guy has problems if you at least read between the hell. You don't even need to read between the lines. I assume he has problems. Let's start with Mark Grummz. Kern claim of doxing and call to ban Nick from many social media platforms. Okay, so I just got doxed. My family's been doxed. Second win former EFC of escapists Nick Calander, or however you say that, has weaponized his Discord server and encouraged thousands of Patreons supporters to dox me. They did. Where? Do you not know the fucking what dox means? They're investigating you. What's with this fucking dumb ass framing? The intent was to look into your business. Yeah, fucking hell. Unlike certain other journalists who don't I don't even know what the fuck he's going on about here. Okay, instead, Nick encouraged them to do more to avoid further TOS violations. This is a fucking bad faith interpretation of these screenshots by someone who claimed freaking Mark Kern scammed him out of $50K for fucking Ember. Okay, we can take that with a grain of salt. I assume it's true. No one's disputed that fact. He's brought him on. I don't know what's with this fucking little weird relationship Giga Bear has. Some people joke it might be Kern's alt or something. I don't think he's that off his rocker. Okay, these users go unpunished by his moderation team. Instead, they are being praised. That's a little overhyped. Okay, what did he do wrong? What did he do wrong? It's public information, dipshit. Take better steps. Nah, Nick's been stalking me and tweeting about me for almost 2 months nonstop. So hot to get me that he was fooled by one of my supporters into publishing a story from a user whose name was blah, blah, blah. This is disgusting. Here's the moral outrage. And dangerous one. This is a dangerous man, guys, okay? But, don't harass him, okay? Dangerous to me and my family. But, again, don't fucking double speak bullshit here, okay? Talking out of both sides is you don't talk. You can say this behavior is unethical and a little bit dangerous, okay? I mean, yeah, maybe he should have been this. And fucking Grummz is a fucking dumbass for putting this out there. It's even more. But he's fine with, just like Keffels, he's fine with turning himself into a target. In fact, he loves it. This is his bread and butter. I really hope he doesn't fucking actually get hurt. He'll become a fucking immortal legend for these people, okay? I don't want to see Kearns hurt in any major way, or and especially killed, okay? I don't personally hate him. I just hate this fucking sort of narrative he has, the sort of otherizing. I hate it when fucking leftist does it. I hate it when rightoids does it. Hell, even if centrist, no matter who, you don't otherize other people. I'm being a little bit serious. Sorry, I can't always try to do a gag. It's just otherizing people. You get to know people. Sometimes they're dumb. Sometimes they have really bad ideas. And yes, sometimes they are fucking malicious as all hell. But using a broad brush to assume everyone who's against you is the exact same as fucking brain dead logic. And there are psychological reasons for that. But sorry, psychological argument ain't gonna help me here. Fucking hell. Why am I getting into actual details that helps understand anything? And Nick is happy to enable these violent people. What violent people? Okay, yeah, he's going to have his narrative. He's going to have his spin. He can't prove any of these people in Second Wind Discord are violent people. Here's how he's going to sort of make this connection. Arm them with the information that they could have fucking gotten easily on their own without encouragement from fucking Nick. Could lead to violence against myself, my wife, and my children. Think of the children, people. Think of the children. Anyone who joins Nick's Patreon has access to this Discord that is focused. The Discord is not focused on doing you harm. It is not a fucking, I hate Grummz Discord. There are 13 blah, blah, blah members who have participated in this docs and been exposed. Fucking calm down. And this is where I take issue. I am calling on Discord, YouTube, Patreon, X to permanently ban Nick and his weaponized Patreon and Discord server, as well as the users who have engaged in this violation of TOS. Please show us the TOS. TOS, dipshit. Okay. Please give us facts and not some fucking little moral harping speech. And we're going to get more into that. I don't even know why I'm displaying. Okay. These are the screenshots. Next secret. Okay. Already looked at that. What are we doing here? Yeah. You can look all this stuff. Going over it again. I should have shared the Patreon account used for everyone. Blah, blah, blah. They blotted out a name that apparently isn't one of Giga Bear's alts. Who knows? Here's a few tweets. I'm going live now. That's what we're going to look at. Or I will. Hell, anyone wants to stay with me for that? Go ahead. I see some people say docs, thumb back. Please do not do it. At least I can approve of that message. Please do not do that. That's not right. I do not condone that because I'm a good, virtuous boy, okay? Sorry. Okay, now lawsuit might be going. Legal action. After Discord, encouraged and paid and private Discord to go after me. You see no encouragement, okay? He would have had to encourage. Maybe they wanted to help him with his investigation. This is a lot of fucking fuckery all around. This stream today was upset. Still gave him a chance. My 24-hour rule. What the fuck's with this rule? I think he's just delaying, a delaying tactic. Okay. What is he going to fucking do in response? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares? Okay. Legal action confirmed. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I found this interesting. This is a little bitch ass little orbiter. I want to share the rest of this thread here for those who want to see it in full interest of disclosure. But you know, if this is an issue for Grummz, just tell me and I'll remove it. Yeah, good little boy. Grummz is the master. Oh yeah, some chud. I find my logic flawless. Of course you would. No reason to fight with people. Okay, so back to this. Back to the fun stuff here. Bookmark. Well, the only thing, last thing I just sort of want to bring up. Everyone's sort of missing this. I maybe I'm reading too much into this. Maybe this has thing. What I'm more curious about here is talk of bankruptcy. Screenshot. In lieu of filing the quote retweet. Is this okay? Is this confirmed? Kern's LinkedIn as it is confirmed. Yeah, I'm fucked that up. This confirms. It is confirmed that Kern's LinkedIn exists. Okay, that's another screenshot. So talking about in the same breath as the bankruptcy, sort of almost implies that maybe Kern had a bankruptcy on his account. Okay, this is an investigation on Kern's business, the thing that I will not name because even though it's out there, I don't want to give any more information out there. It's hard to tell with the out of context screenshots of the Discord. And here I marked this for this. Apparently I can see it because I followed him before all this shit. There was never a public address, blah, blah, blah. It was just the city and states the business registered, which is literally on his Indiegogo pages. So he doxed himself. I was preemptive about not sharing public records with actual addresses, even in the own Discord. He told him to take it out. But this is where on them, since they were talking about lien filing. So is there a lien filing? I don't know. There's an implication that Kern might be in debt. He might have filed for bankruptcy and he might be in debt currently. So schizo theory out here. Yeah. Same sort of retardation, in my opinion. Yeah, he really did. It's really retarded. My theory is schizo theory. Take this with a grain of salt. Kern's is in debt for all his stuff. Okay. I don't think he's really, I think he definitely, and if Nick's investigation into this actually shows that Kern's been in debt, where he went in debt, if he figures out it's follow the money, okay? What did Kern spend the GoFundMe money on? It doesn't seem to be on the game. That's the theory I think Nick is working on. This is just speculation, okay? So they're talking about this, which no one's bringing up. They're not bringing up fucking Nick's doing an investigation at all. But yeah, talking about debt, if he took money for all of this shit with the game that is not even in a barely in a demo state from what I hear from people following the game, okay? If he's in debt and using this money for his own reasons and not towards the game, he's fucking doing the same thing as Keffels, using GoFundMe money not where it needs to for his own benefit, okay? And if his patrons are fine with it, if they're making deals or that, or if the game somehow miraculously gets done in the next fucking 5 years, I think that game's just, even if it comes out, it's probably going to be a failure. People, apologia, you know, sometimes game fail. He's not scamming. Well, you need to sort of fucking work on the game for there to be anything. And if you can prove he's not spending any of this money on the game, then yeah, it is a fucking scam. He's lying about where the money is going. Yeah, it has nothing to do with any of this. And maybe Nick's sort of prompt to investigate Grummz is ill-motivated by his fucking antics on Twitter. That's besides the point. No matter what you think of Nick, what you think of Grummz, if Grummz is doing something bad, no matter what you think of game journalist, okay, and even lumping Nick of Second Wind in with people of Kotaku or any other people is a little bullshit, in my opinion. Okay, it's just pure and utter brain rot. Okay, I think that's everything out of the way. Let's actually have some fun. I didn't know if I was going to do it, but decent time. Oh, yeah, Nick Rikita. Okay, no, let me not get distracted. That is some funny stuff. I don't want to. It's both funny and sad at the same time. I don't know if I should. I'm not going to jump on the Nick Rikita stuff. Okay, definitely not. But anyone who wants to do it and laugh at him, go ahead. It definitely seems funny with all that shit out there. So, yeah, let's go into this stupid stuff. Yeah, bitches who assume things about people annoy me. I'll call them bitches and cowardly, unethical shitheads. Where did I put that? Because I have some playlist here and there. Talk about this dipshit because he mentions my tweet and assumes really crazy things about me. Well, not really crazy. I mean, he has plausible deniability, I guess. So let's get this going and say bye-bye, Twitter. Fuck off, X. Don't want you in my life. Didn't want to actually deal with you. But sometimes you let me argue with a few interesting people. Frankly, not interested enough overall. Okay, we got this. 3 minutes in, I get a mention after Grummz retweet. What do they say about me? Okay, blah, blah, blah. All the shit I've covered before.
Person that he had brought on, this Alexander Browsy guy, when Mark Kern still worked at Blizzard, on World of Warcraft. This guy here, Vincent Martin, says, not according to him, but Grummz seems to like to rewrite history from what I've seen. Also, that Park Place...
Yes, he does. He likes to have little past things and correct the record, okay? Not like anyone will accept that, okay?
News Network article was lacking in ethics and logic. Is it ethical for the Trent Report to sim for Grummz while writing for them? It's like,
Okay, is he going to answer this? Is he going to answer this? What is he going to do? Answer this or something, a complete deflection? We'll see.
The thing is, a lot of these journalists nowadays, especially the Kotaku types, the Gamer, a lot of these left-leaning ones, they pretend that they are fair and balanced and not opinion.
But I'm not fucking a Kotaku type. Maybe he's not saying this, but you know what? He should clarify. Oh, you covered it and didn't watch the video. For shame. And did you just call me a Kotaku type? I really hope that was just a misunderstanding you have there. He came clarify the record. Dumb shit, no ethics. Let him go on. Let's see if he can answer the question. And then I didn't really follow much after this bullshit here. Okay, let me put my little thing on the screen. Okay, this is my tweet. And I don't know about Alexander Brazy or Alex Brazy, whatever you want to fucking call him. I don't know if he's legit or not. All this shit came out and they harped on him without even knowing. Well, I'm sure some people, they're seed in the pond to make him look like a wokeoid. Maybe he is. There's really nothing outside that one tweet talking about effective DEI. Because believe it or not, there are programs, liberal programs. I shouldn't use that fucking word. That word has been distorted. Of even libertarian, more right-leaning people trying to not destroy DEI back in the day. They're trying to destroy it now. I'm all fine with it. I don't like it. But back when it would have been harder to do, they tried to replace it with something more, less leftist, anti-racist racism. And I could approve of that. And if that's what he was talking, I'm fine. And this is the only thing they have to call him a woke activist. They are quick. Anything slightly woke, you're wokeoid. So therefore the enemy. We don't have to treat you or any charitability. So fuck off. You're just like the Kotaku employees. I don't know anything about you, but I'll just assume that because I'm a dumbass retard who just reads from fucking Trent Report's fucking dumbass post-liberalism idea, which post-liberalist pretty much does the same thing as these guys. They take the leftist sort of critical theory and apply it to Catholicism. So I call them Catholic or church justice warriors. They're just as bad as fucking social justice warriors, but they got that sort of Matt Walsh fire and brimstone vibe instead of whatever the fucking SJW's got going on there.
And that they're just being objective journalists. At least people like that Park Place don't hide their actual ideological beliefs. You may disagree with a right-leaning person or a left-leaning person, but at least if they can be honest about their bias going forward, you'll know where they stand. And I have no problem with that Park Place taking more of a traditional centrist, maybe right-leaning stance.
Centrist bullshit. Okay, this guy has a cross. He's probably the same ilk, same ballless little bitch. I'm betting. Maybe I'm wrong. I have that comment. I fucking tagged him. Okay. Fucking, you want to say some out of pocket shit? Fine. I'll fucking call you a ballless, dumb ass, fucking ideologue. Okay.
So again, this guy's just full of hot air, whatever. So
I'm fucking full of hot air. Listen and believe, guy. You're just going to read these fucking little articles from a political right-oid article who fucking cited a fucking Vox Day, someone infamous for being so right-wing that he had to branch off from Sad Puppies campaign and the book stuff because they were starting to, accept diverse people. No proof Vox Day is a complete alt-right racist bigot, but from what I know, it's pretty highly likely, citing him as a book and, using a fucking Bible, talking about homosexuals will go to hell in his latest fucking little article, shitty ass article on fucking, what is it? Assassin's Creed Shadow at the very end. Yeah, nice touch. Cross, a bitch boy, fucking ideologue of the right wing. As I said, I have a current set of standards, and ideologues on both sides who don't go by facts and reasons fucking are just dumbass bitches who really have no respect for me, have no ethics. They use a fucked up system of morality. They use a Christian morality opposed to a more progressive Marxist morality. Okay, they're both illogically consistent. And you know what? I understand faith, but when you contradict with rationale and reality with your faith, I start having problem with you when you make your little fantasy on either side trying to make that into a reality. Single amount of standards, not that hard.
Loving and show understanding even to those who we vehemently disagree with. Proper discourse is more important than ever, and journalists need to understand their responsibilities and all this and start acting like journalists again, he concluded. That is absolutely like bombshell amazing. And of course, this wouldn't make sense without people like CD Projekt Red coming out and attacking Thomas Mueller just for saying this. And what's
bitch boy. Okay, sorry. I go in a little bit hard with the harsh language. It's a little bit of fun to sort of just take out with the rage. Okay, I don't know this guy. Maybe he's a downright guy. Okay, I really think you shouldn't be such a bitch and brainless cunt, but. Well, to be fair, minimum effort gaming. Okay, at least he acknowledges minimum effort and gaming, probably life, definitely in content, because he's like all the other people I sort of tagged, just another person who's reading Trent's articles like leftists probably reflect ideas of Kotaku articles uncritically and without an ounce of nuance perspective at all. You fucking want to call me a light and centrist because I have a solid principle. You're dumbass. I like facts over feelings. That's a very Ben Shapiro thing, isn't it? So am I alt right now that I'm going with the Ben Shapiro IT meme? Probably not. Okay.
Welcome to my channel.
I can admit Ben has problems, but he also has good points. Okay, getting into
modern food science has literally created
of Grummz says he was doxxed. Let's bring it up and close this bitch out. I am really disappointed no one came to sort of defend Grummz from, my completely reasonable, funny ass fucking ragging on him. The comparison works okay with Keffels. Not perfect 1-to-1, but matches up pretty well. And I think I sort of laid out how the philosophy that I tend to ascribe to is more of a commentary style, who's been fucking sticking it to the fucking leftists online, bitches. Argue with those results of fucking rightoids. A whole bunch of lame ducks. And here we go.
Nick Calandra,
let's see how he
former
deals with
editor-in-chief
this
of The
shit.
Escapist, and he's basically, you know, he calls himself a journalist, right? And I guess, you know, he after The Escapist, he founded a YouTube channel called Second Wind, and they have a Patreon that pulls in an enormous amount of money, and he has
enormous amount of money for the whole fucking team. Okay, how much do they get out of that, or how much they need to have the infrastructure? Who the fuck knows? Why have any fucking nuance or understanding? Why? You know, just broad brush it all.
well over 10,000 members, 13,000, something like that. So he has been tweeting about me nonstop for 2 months, and I don't talk about this guy, right? But he's got some kind of hate boner for me, and he's been tweeting.
Automatically comes down to hate. He creates that association. Okay, he fucking talking to people in your past, hearing horror stories. He's tried to get you on the record. I'm pretty sure he has. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to sort of talk about this dirty little secret about where all this money's going. It's a little bit sus. Okay, just disclose where the money went. Easy to do the file and be like, bitch, okay, here's the money. Okay, it's saving. I'm saving it for this. If Nick is correct within his sort of investigation, Grummz is going to do another fucking fundraiser after having $130 with his previous 3 fundraisers. Not all for the game, some for the infrastructure. Fair enough there. Send some money on that. Did he spend the money or not? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares? I just transparency with the money you're getting from your potential buyers. And don't pull what is that? Zoe Quinn? Yeah, Zoe Quinn just take money for a game and just use it on a lavish trip to wherever. Okay.
About me every day or every other day, trying to go after me. So much so that
he's looking into your game. Why can't you just be correct? Give the correct framing. Does he talk about you as a person? No, he talks about your game. Occasionally, he'll talk about you when he hears from people who worked with you. Some of your bullshit claims, like you had your petition really bought back WoW Classic. From everything he knows, from people he talked about, they pressed X to doubt on that particular claim of Grummz. Okay. Did Grummz ever do anything bad? It's always the other side who are the bad ones.
You know, he got exposed for publishing false information from a sting operation that one of my supporters did. But he
exposed for publishing false information. It was a fucking entrapment. Okay. And there's reason to believe, because, God, yeah, a little bit stupid for sort of fall about it. That was the first time you really mentioned it. Okay. Doesn't seem honest. Okay. Yeah, I could talk for days. Just his framing of this is a complete dog shit. He's not being honest why Nick is talking about him at all. Does he admit it at all? Oh, well, let me listen for a bit. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't.
He's been asking people on his Discord to send him information about me, personal information.
No, correct way to say this is he doesn't want personal information published. Investigation of Nick's to be published in a public Discord and to DM him. Okay. There is no clue if he wants these people to work or if they believe in his investigation, so voluntarily helping him out. Okay. I don't know which it is. I'm not going to steal mana either way. Grummz is obviously a genius. He obviously knows the truth, despite not actually addressing anything accurate about this.
And company information, both. And they have, and thousands of his supporters on Discord have been trying to find everything they can about me and posting it. And
he is hyping it up. He does not know. These screenshots are the only thing he knows. Wow, not true. There could be other screenshots that he hasn't released. Okay, these screenshots prove none of these claims. Okay, they in fact counter a lot of the bullshit claims of Grummz here. Okay, simple as that. You can use all the fucking mental gymnastics to try to work around it. Just BS as it stands. You show me some real evidence, some real it. You be honest with why Nick has been talking about you for the last 2 months. Not because of your culture war stuff. Yeah, occasionally he'll throw it in and add his good laugh. Okay, but it's primarily about your business or sort of people who've had interactions with you in the past, like Alex Brazy there. Okay, some insight into the psychopathy, not psychosis. Yeah, psychopathy, psychosis. What's the difference? No one's gonna care either way. Okay,
and his moderators are encouraging it. Well, one of the supporters, well, a couple of them.
Okay, real simple. You want to make a claim, show the evidence, but I guess these guys don't have the commentary sort of sense of being or even sense of ethics at all. Okay.
Ended up posting multiple addresses and information about anybody with a name similar to mine, but they got some hits, including address.
Did they? Okay. Why assume this? Okay. I'm not getting any of this from any of it. Never mind. This is the lame sort of just bullshit framing. Not the funny part yet. Maybe I should jump ahead. Who knows?
Family. And that person then edited their own post to say, hey, this is Nick's secret. But he only did that. And yeah, Meadows the Panda. And he only did that after that address was out there in the open for thousands of people on this Discord to see.
Thousands of people on Discord. I don't even know what fucking tab this is. This could be a secret tab of people Nick trusts personally. I just don't know. Okay, I don't know what tab. You're assuming a lot fucking Grummz. Okay, and you're pushing it to its further limits, doing some bullshit mind reading when you're not even framing Nick's investigation. Maybe he knows about Nick's real motives because he has super psychic Saiyan powers. See him power up and look at his nice little Ember shirt. Not a direct promotion, but people might ask him about that. Okay, but this is all seems like bullshit with what evidence I've seen, and bullshit mental gymnastics arguments don't work on people, Wayz.
And he was not punished. The moderators said nothing. In fact, they said this is the most fun they've had, and they openly. This is infuriating. They openly celebrated this.
I agree with that. Hearing this fucking notes are dumb is bullshit, mind reading, psychic mind wave bullshit from Grummz. Well, I completely disregard. See, I'm looping now because of all this bullshit. Let me just laugh at his sort of fucking framing of this.
Mods encouraged it. Nick went on to encourage it. He said, hey, he didn't ban this person. He didn't take any action. He said, hey, if you...
Yes, because it's not a violation to post public information. We'll get around to it. Okay. Oh, the most fun I've had 30 minutes ago. Okay. Probably. Okay. Yeah. The thrill of the hunt. Okay. Finding the deep secrets of a scandal. Okay. Nick got a taste for it with the day after thing. And that turned out to be a scam. Did he expose it? I think a lot of people smelled it out. How many people really called it out beforehand the day before? Is it the day before or day after? I don't fucking know. But yeah, that's the story. He sort of had sus feelings because of all the evidence out there, did some investigation, and like, yeah, this is going to be a scam, guys. Don't buy it, okay? This is a little bit deeper, okay? And just because you became of prominence, don't use that to deflect from Nick's little investigation here, because that's what he's doing, okay? And people want to join him. Did he recruit them? Did they ask to join? We don't fucking know. Whoa.
If you find this stuff, feel free to DM it to me. But yeah, any personal details or anything like that, don't post it here. So he wants that information. He's encouraging them to dig it up, and he wants it sent to him because he knows it's a just.
Did he just totally skip the I'm going after his business? I'm not going after him personally. I'm going after his business dealings. And this is behind closed doors where he's going to be most honest. Okay. You're not catching him being like, yeah, I want to take this guy personally. No, he's going after your business. And yeah, it will have ramifications. But if you're really scamming people, should he really care about? You're not going to be, you'll be fine. Even if he exposed you as a scandal, there's going to be diehards. Look at Bosch, okay? He still has fans. All these fucking ideologues and major bigger-than-life figures still has life after being exposed. There's always going to be the idiots who'll follow you no matter what, and you always have your fucking little cash cows. It just won't be as large of a group, and you're not going to have the sort of social cloud if he, in fact, has some legs with this investigation. And again, theory work. Even if this is a stupid maneuver, he caused Nick to sort of go private. He caused him to cause legal action. He has some time to spin up a narrative. How much time? I don't know. Is Nick going to go forward with the video, even though he's doing legal proceeding, or is he going to hold off on that? Don't know. We're going to find out, I guess.
Discord violation. And he doesn't want to get banned from Discord. But he's weaponized his entire user base against me. This is 13,000 people. And he calls me a grifter, but he's earning $54,000 a month.
Lie, dumbass assumption over. This is an example of him not being correct and overblowing this. And I'm glad Stuttering Craig does correct him at a certain point. Okay. Maybe he corrects himself here because he knows he's on stream and people will fucking push back. Let's see.
Hacking me, okay, from his Patreon. And he does nothing about it. He lets this go on. He lets all this information out there. And there are death threats against me, okay? There are well documented.
He lets all that information just out there on his Discord. But a minute later, after the guy posts it, he tells him, yeah, sorry. Private information, we shouldn't have it on this public Discord. Okay. Who cares if you can find this LinkedIn account very easily? You can find all this public information on your fucking all over the place. But no, having it on the Discord is somehow doxing. The fucking mental gymnastics that people follow this bullshit narrative is just insane. And how does he spin it? Oh, people are doing death threats. Death threats. Okay. Yeah, Keffels was getting death threats and all. I don't even think she hype it up to death threats. She definitely implied it rather hard, but she got exposed, clear, and she had a penchant for doxing herself. Okay, but she did. He makes sure to stay in point. He always says, "Don't harass people," and maybe not always with a tee. I think there is some redeeming traits. I saw him after completely demonizing anyone who follows the woke agenda as the enemy, trying to destroy all the white male cis gamers. After establishing that narrative for so long, he's like, yeah. When someone asked him how far should we go, like, keep it legal, guys. Yeah, let's all just keep it legal. Wink, wink. Okay. Fucking hell, why didn't you put that in your original message, okay? You thought about it afterwards? Or does he generally think it? Okay? Because he can't be that stupid to demonize these people and think your you'll be able to, your fan base won't go after. You don't make, if you're a Christian and the devil comes down, okay? And you're like, that's the enemy. And you're a priest, whole mob's behind you. We should kill him. Blah, blah, blah. No, we can't cause that because God wouldn't want us to use violence or something like that. There's always going to be the dipshits who will go around and fucking do it. Mark cannot be that dumb to think the rhetoric he's spinning about his, especially Nick in this case, isn't going to be countermanded. It's just amount, big target, how much he's demonizing him and making him out to be the worst person. He's even, I'll give him 24 hours to apologize, okay? It's seeming like such a reasonable guy when you're fucking lying about all this shit. Talking out of both sides of your mouth, Grummz. Someone wants to argue with me? That's the record, and I don't think anyone's fucking gonna, no one with half a brain would be willing to do it. You got to fucking ignore anyone saying this shit. And I'm small, but if more people jump on this, you're gonna fucking get heat. So you better hope you fucking got some diehard supporters.
Bounties on my head. $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. And these platforms do fucking nothing.
Deflection. Okay, what does that have to do with Nick? Nothing that I can see.
This stuff gets reported and they do nothing. And journalists do it and they do nothing. And there are no repercussions. And this is wrong. This is absolutely wrong. And I'm furious. It has put me in literal danger. It has put my family.
What danger? Okay. Do you not have money for security? Can you not move until you have some of this stuff, higher stuff? Do you not have money at all to sort of protect yourself from this shit? For the P.O. box you have to run your business out of your house, even though it's really stupid.
In literal danger. And there is, I have no idea how to report this. I have no.
How is that Nick's fault? Anyone can look this up, and you are fucking amplifying this. It's like you want people to know your dox is out there. Nick, your dox is out there, dude. Your information is public. Don't fucking cause a shit fit because it's one of your little mitwits pointing out, yeah, they know that your information is public, and Nick is trying to be like, let's not even put that shit up. The spinning of this, the delusional take here is just so fun. He has to countermand this with this rage, this moral outrage. That's the only way to cope with this. And from this point on, you just might hear me laughing. Okay, that's going to be my transformative effort here because this is just so brain dead. I don't know how anyone cannot see it.
No idea how to report this to Discord or to YouTube, his YouTube channel, or to his Patreon, where he earns $54,000 a month coming after me.
Second time and new, which he'll be corrected. This is not the only thing he does. This is one investigation that he's been doing on the side of his normal stuff, being the editor-in-chief for Second Wind podcast, setting things up. Fucking hell.
What the fuck?
Well, I think it would be
sorry.
fair.
I'm very angry. But let me just say this.
Yes.
This is wrong.
I'm very angry. I don't think he is, okay. Legitimately. This seems fake, okay? Like, are they buying this? Okay. This seems very fucking tactical. I don't know. Maybe he is angry. Okay. Angry at himself. Angry at people for not defending him harder.
And I always say, do not harass these people. Certainly do not dox them. They have never said that about me.
Why do they need to say it? It's assumed. They are not in the business of not harassing people, okay? At least Nick, okay? They talk about video games, okay? Why would they need to talk about it? He's going after your business, okay? He doesn't care about you personally. You have to deflect from everyone else with your fucking broad scale assumptions for this to even fucking muster in the genuineness of the do not harass people comes off as fucking completely disingenuous. Remember, for anyone out there who doesn't know, Grummz has a degree, a bachelor's in, I think, psychology or something. I guess that's sort of a secondary to his legal degree. Okay, he's got a lawyer degree, yet he went into games, specifically finding money to sort of make games. That's what he's known for, getting the money. He's a money's man. I'll trust him when he comes to money. with game development, I don't know how far. He has to know a few things, I guess. Okay. I don't think he could have gotten away with knowing nothing about game development, being in the field for as long as he is, but primarily, he's a money man.
Ever. Okay, so
that I am. Don't do it.
So shortly after you posted your post, Nick came out, and we're doing a little, you said, he said here. Now, no, well, we're going to talk about how video game journalism is, it's fallen on its face with IGN acquiring all these companies and stuff, but I had to do a little bit of video game journalist.
I love you how even Craig has to fucking get the qualifier. I mean, it is a legitimate concern, but personally, it's a sign that video game journalism and video games and media in general, anyone who knows about the technology life cycle, yeah. When Disney buys up everything, when these media companies buy up everything to bring under the umbrella, Microsoft buying up everything, that's an indication that these things are going into a declining state. Okay. And I really do think AA or indie game development is where games are going to be at. But moving on, it might give you some hope. AAA is probably going to be shit. Sorry. Or maybe artsy or just really dumbass, broad, made for everyone type of games that aren't really worth most people who consider themselves gamers' time.
Journalism works this morning, and I'm going to share some of the conversation that I had with Nick via DM. He said it's okay if I share that because I had to ask him questions based off everything. But first, I want to read his public statement. So he said his public statement was, "Mark Kern is accusing me of doxing him now, but no such thing has ever happened. His address."
Correct. Learn the definition of dox, dude.
Was never shared in our Discord. A public LinkedIn account was, along with the public business filings records for Crixel Labs LLC. I'm guessing that's your company?
Yes.
Okay. Was that public knowledge before just
Look,
now?
Everything is public knowledge.
Right.
Everybody's information is out.
Yep. Okay. Public knowledge. It's not doxing. Stop being a dipshit and trying to turn this around. Go on.
There. Unless you use a data scrubbing service, anyone can pay $20 and get the information on anybody. Personal address is included. Just because it's out there on the net doesn't mean it's right.
That's not correct. If you use an alt, okay? If you don't use your real name, you can't do that easily, okay? And it's just, you have to make it difficult. Use alternative names, okay? There's many things you can take, but you are big name, okay? There's no way you can go back and hide, and okay? And do you have the money for this? Maybe you should have thought about it. You're always going on about the harassment, how you're being targeted. Why only now do you fucking think of this? Again, this just does not make sense. This just doesn't make any sense to me. This is either full-born autism, retardation, brain dead stupidity, or he's fucking making himself a target. This is a tactical move. I can't, the only thing I can think of is he's just trying to delay this video from coming out, or delay this investigation. That's the only logical conclusion I can come up with. What else could it be? Because this is not doxing. He's fucking admitted it. He's creating a sort of moral outrage over something that's not doxing by spinning up this fucking bullshit narrative.
Post it. And he claims this is a company filing. Has it occurred to him that a small indie company may not have a corporate office and that might be a home? Has it even occurred to him?
Has it ever occurred to you? It's public knowledge. Why is he talking past the point? No, he's got to drum the beats and get the outrage to distract from the points being brought up. Public knowledge, but no. Moral commendation of actually taking decent steps because he, was having a little bit of fun investigating with some members of the Discord who we don't know if he asked them or if they asked to join him. We don't fucking know.
Just doxed me again by tweeting that. Fuck that guy.
It's not a dox.
He continues. He says, the out of context post they're pointing out
as me taking down is for the Crixel Labs filing as its public record, but it didn't need to be in our Discord, so I had them removed. I have zero personal information.
Let me correct that.
Sure.
Discord does not allow you to edit someone else's message, even if you are a moderator. Okay?
What the hell? What is he's talking about? How's that addressing this point? Fucking needless interjection when you don't fucking need it. Fucking bullshit. Rhetorical, probably more of a debate strategy. Just interrupt any information that's being presented to your audience and only use information about your critics. Only talk about your critics when they make a failing. And that's what Kern has done. This is why he doesn't talk about Nick, except for when he fucks up, okay? And he's fucked up. I wouldn't even say majorly. I would say mediumly with falling for Gigabear's thing. And a very minor point that Kern harped on him for. It's fucking bullshit, standard bad faith tactics, okay?
I looked into this. The person who doxed me later edited it. He took zero action. No.
It wasn't a dox. So why would action needs to be taken against him?
And no warnings, no suspensions. Just thank you. Send me fucking more. Just DM it to me so I don't get banned.
No. The cope is real. Okay. I should just laugh at his dumb ass. Okay. Again, he didn't want that information up. He would rather it be private. It's doing the sensible thing. If he doesn't want it public. If you're looking into this, fine. Okay, don't put it on the public Discord. Sounds sensible to me, but no, he's spinning this. Oh, yeah, send me that personal stuff. Fucking hell. This is so much bullshit.
I see some people in the chat, they're saying, hey, you need to get a PO box. And I think what those people don't understand is that when you register a business, you literally cannot register a business through a PO box, which I think is a massive hole when it comes to specifically, that's an outdated form of business registry.
You can't do that. You have to put a street address on there. And look, there is no way for me. Nick just doxed me again, right on X. And because he has me blocked.
Dox. Very beginning of the stream, I went over, I think before you dox. He's using the same fucking thing as a leftist here. Same exact tactic to avoid it. Hell, this is even worse. He's calling for the deplatformation of the lead editor of Second Wind, a group that got tired of the corporate sort of overlord. So they went out and crowdfunded, okay? And he's not even fucking clarifying yet that $54,000 that they make a month, that's not going into Nick's pocket. That's for the whole group. The sort of what they need as a business and to pay each contributor. Okay, that doesn't even sound like a whole heck of a lot for all that shit.
There is no way for me to report that. How do I do that, Elon? How do I report this guy who's doxing me right now on your platform?
What? He's not doxing you. This is just, he just has to keep harping on that. He has no defense. Dude has no fucking defense.
He continues. He says, as for his quote receipts, it's all right there. I specifically said I have no interest in his personal details, just business details. He can play the victim all he wants, including contacting authorities. If so, please, but as no personal information as his was shared.
Look, people have been canceled, deplatformed for less. People have on Twitch.
Okay. Why are you not addressing what he's saying? Again, a simple thing to address. Why do you need to go into the moral panic stuff here? Talking about other shit, other people. Fucking bull.
Streams. Put a bounty on my head for $30,000. When is this going to stop? Where do we draw the line?
Do you feel that? And we've had this conversation several times in the show. Do you like those threats were credible? Or I'll just
I believe the first one was.
The 20,000.
The first one was the 10,000, and then after that, I believe that the others were in joke. But listen,
I'm glad he can at least admit that. I don't even think the first threat was credible. Okay, I think that was just some dipshit making a sort of throwaway comment. And one of these guys was able to be like, oh shit, there's a threat on Grummz. We need to act on it. We need to keep up his victim narrative, and that sort of making a big deal out of it. Had other people jump onto it. Okay. Dumbass people like Denims and other dumbass leftists, but besides the point.
We normalize these jokes. Where do they lead? Death threat jokes, okay? I don't think death threat jokes are ever okay. Look what happened to Jeremy, the quartering. He had death threat jokes, he had violence jokes, and the person who made the joke punched him, sucker punched him from the back at a con. And what did the convention do? Did they hold that person accountable? No.
Did he? Okay, I remember a bar fight he got into. Maybe he's gotten hit more than once, okay. Or it doesn't matter. But yeah, I do remember the quartering getting hit. Okay, so many death threats. He got a punch, okay.
They banned Jeremy from the conference.
Yeah.
When is this going to stop? This leads to real violence. We know it leads to real violence.
Moral
and
outrage.
Nick is complicit in encouraging it. He has not banned that user. If he felt that was wrong, why didn't he ban him? Why isn't he taking any single fucking
I'm not
action?
laughing at the joke. I'm laughing at this
I
outrage.
asked him, I said, you personally, okay, and this is our conversation via DM. I'm going to read it verbatim, just so everybody is on the same page. He said, dude, read the receipts he has. It's clear as day nothing personal was shared about him in any form. We wouldn't allow that to happen in any form on our Discord. I responded, I said, you personally didn't.
He just did on Twitter. He just did. Fuck that guy.
When you say, and then, okay, let's get a little clarity here. When you say doxing, right, you mean your personal address or your location? What specifically do you mean by that, Grummz?
Where?
True. It's generally hard to tell in reality. I mean, it's fair enough. He acknowledged that the rest of them were jokes. Most of them were jokes, but the first one he thinks was real. I just disagree. Fair enough. Maybe it was just the phrasing and the lip. Yeah, there is a difference between jokes and reality, but as I said, I sort of get behind. You don't want to normalize death threats online. Okay. Maybe among your friends, but in public, it's just a stupid thing to do. There's just so much political and social tension overall.
Where people live, where family lives.
But yeah.
You mean the general area?
Actions.
Where people, no, it was
people
more than
should
that.
be held accountable
And the link
for
he
the real
posted,
world
it's more than
violence.
that.
Jokes. You
Okay.
can mock them and definitely shame
and
them
he's
for
saying
it
it's
and
all public.
be
He's saying
aware.
it's public
Street
knowledge.
address.
A street address with numbers on it.
Look, it's all public. You can get any information you want on anybody for $20 through data brokers. Okay? And even though when this
And again, this is the dumbest shit he can do. He's like, yeah, you can completely know my information. He doxed me. Did he really? Well, not really, but data brokers. Why are you fucking telling people this? And who would spend $20 to fucking get your information? Maybe some fucking insane people, but oh god.
this all started, I started to sign up for data brokers. It takes 60 to 90 days for them to scrub that.
Okay.
Just because it's out on the internet isn't right to encourage people.
There's no encouragement. Again, why didn't you, if you know about all this, why didn't you do this before now? You didn't think did you hype up all these death threat joke that you omit were mostly jokes, and all the other jokes you made about you being targeted and harassed? You just think of this now. This just doesn't make any sense.
To post it when there are death threats against that person. That is completely irresponsible.
One death threat, the rest are jokes, Grummz. You just said it yourself. Oh God.
I don't think anybody
That
disagrees.
is reprehensible. That
Moral
is inciting
outrage,
violence.
blah, blah,
They love
blah.
to say, oh, by putting a sexy woman in Stellar Blade, you're literally going to get women killed. This motherfucker is trying to get me killed.
So I followed up. I pushed him a little bit. I said, so just to confirm, you're saying his
Public
address was never posted
information.
and no personal information, phone numbers, family info, etc., has been listed on your Discord. His response, correct. No personal, nothing personal was ever shared. It was ever shared in our Discord about Mark Kern.
That's wrong.
He said the quote
That's wrong.
secret.
That's
Hold on,
wrong.
let me continue.
No, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to entertain this anymore. I'm
Okay.
furious. I need to take action. I have to call the police now and let them know that I might be swatted.
I can't let anyone in my audience know any more about this. Okay. They might start questioning me. Okay. They might question my narrative if you keep just highlighting this. Okay, I can feed them whatever bullshit I want. They're not gonna listen to me. They might listen to Craig a little bit, crossover. He has some influence. Okay.
Oh, okay. I have to contact all my family members and let them know. This is completely irresponsible. He's acting I will not platform him, Craig. I'm sorry.
His complete overreaction to public information just tells me I think he knows what he's doing here. This is just freaking. Who buys this shit? Who buys? I mean, even Craig, even they aren't chiming in. Okay, they're like, oh, we can't say anything. Grummz has been a real force in this industry.
I will not entertain his DM anymore because of what he did. The gloves are off. Okay? The gloves are off. This guy has been stalking me for almost 2 months, tweeting about me nonstop. When
investigation. Be honest about it, okay? What is his motives? Investigation. It's not stalking. Your audience, at least, you got this narrative about journalists, which is fucking bad. And putting Nick in the same category as the people at Kotaku or any of these places is just simply absurd, but they don't know. Okay? All journalists are bad. Urinals. I didn't fucking know that term before recently. Because I just don't listen to journalists talking about video games. They are trash, okay? Most part, okay? There's probably a few ones, a few data that they can get to. I'm fine with data, but opinion pieces like Kotaku about holes triggering someone, I just laugh at that shit. Is that really doing anything except for fucking making these sort of outlets a joke? I don't think it is.
And do I mention him? I barely talk about it. I think I've made 3 tweets about him in the whole time.
Again, only when Nick fucks up or he can use something against Nick does he tweet about him. Okay. Yeah. One of the times was him talking about, I'm not going to pursue legal action for him investigating Ember. He doesn't say that. He just says, he implies it because in his Discord, if the screenshots to be believed, he called him a Kotaku journalist who's only going after him for his campaign, okay, when he's concerned about the scam. Again, Nick, the story, you can believe him or not, he's saying he investigated the day before, found the investigation fun. He got out of the escapist thing, was able to try new things, so he investigated that, and he liked doing that for the second wind. So trying to look for something else. I'm doing a little bit of assuming here. Your project came up because you came a name of prominence, so we started looking into it, and it's sus shit. 2 years, almost no development on this little game.
Time. One was when he was so rabid to get me that he fell for a sting operation that one of my supporters, who also was the one who revealed this dox, by the way, support.
And be honest, he's the one who sort of tipped. He was one of the people who was demanding that you were scamming him for $15K. He wasn't satisfied with the results, how slow the development of the game's going, so he demanded the money back. You had some conditions for it. He was trying to. They strongly convinced you have GigaBear under an NDA. Not fact or not, he was trying to prove that. That's what he fell for. We don't know if he's under NDA or not, okay? Nick did the responsible thing and I fucked up, okay? This is not credible. I can't even use fucking this GigaBear's claims anymore, okay? If he uses in the video, he's an idiot and going back on his word, and I will judge him for it. He can mention his little adventure with GigaBear, but he can't use the 50K sort of shit from GigaBear because untrustworthy. He has to use something else if he wants to prove your game is a scam. Okay, fair enough. He took the hit.
Ordered by the name of GigaBear. He went undercover into the Discord to discover this. Okay, and he also set up a sting against Nick where he published what seemed to be damning information. And before Nick verified it, Nick ran with it. But what he didn't know was that it was
damning information. It just confirmed a hypothesis he already had. Stop trying to overhype the significance of Gigabear. You're going to give the I believe he would say it himself, a fat, facious, furry guy, big size guy, just a really weird guy.
A sting, and that if he had half a brain cell, he could have realized that the name of the person reporting it was an anagram for urinalist. Okay, that's how rabid he was.
I didn't even know about the nickname for journalists as urinalist. Okay, but I don't care about journalists. Okay, fair enough.
And he actually sent back. He said, "Look, I need confirmation before I can publish this," but he never heard back. So you know what he did? He ran with it. That's the first thing he did. And he was revealed to be a fraud then. And he has tweeted about me nonstop. And now he's come after me.
Okay, how did it reveal him to be a fraud? You're just going to say that as a fact. People are going to believe you. Don't look at Nick's, fuck, well, they can't now. He's locked down. Fuck. You got, no one can look at his investigation. Oh, except for I outlined a good chunk of it in one of my streams. Okay, anyone wants to know his investigation? I'm a little spotty, so, and he will have a video on it, I hope.
For me, and he's irresponsibly weaponized an entire Discord of thousands of people against me. And he's encouraging them to send him privately information about me, both private and public information. He wants it all. But he doesn't want anything private posted in public on the Discord because he knows that will get him
Grummz doesn't know shit. He's not a mind
what he doesn't
reader.
know is
He
by
can't know
posting
any of this.
that company information, he has posted the home address of family. And he can.
And now you're telling people that, okay? What the fuck? This is just completely brain dead. No one would know this except for you're telling them this to make yourself look like a victim. You're putting yourself more at risk, your family more at risk. You be quiet about this shit and take precautions if you're worried about this. Not fucking just spill all the beans about how people. He didn't reveal your public information. He revealed enough that people could find it, would know that they could get these data brokers. What the fuck sort of. He has to be the dumbest fucking man alive. Or more likely, he's just fucking setting up this narrative to sort of distract from something else. Not necessarily that, you know, he's in debt and maybe he spent the money he got for Ember on paying back his own debt or own personal life instead of putting it into the game, which would make it a scam if that's the case. But we don't have the numbers. You can just reveal what happened to the GoFundMe money. Keffels talked about it a little bit. She was exposed. I'm hoping. I don't assume Grummz is that stupid to really expose that to people, but maybe there's stuff out there. Reveal the truth. The truth is out there. The X-Files. Since they call Twitter X now, that might make sense.
Continues to double down. This is the behavior that they accuse us of doing that they never can prove. And when we have proof, they say, I am a journalist.
When has Nick ever done that? Why are you using other people? Generalizations about other people sort of deflect from this fucking petty ass shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna harp on. Okay, just laugh. Oh God. Oh, laugh at all this fucking sad ass shit. I am a completionist. Let me see this out. Even if this whole thing is all
$20,
a little
you can get
boring.
anything you want. Anything.
So obviously you're not, I mean, it goes without saying, you're saying do not counter this by any means. It's your job to take the next step. And you're saying the next step for you
as
is
furious as I am. Do not harass this guy. Tell me how I can file a legitimate report, because I don't know how to file a report against someone who's blocked me, the fucking coward who blocks me and doxes me and goes after me every day.
Again, not a dox. He's investigating your fucking little game, which is definitely a suspect. Okay. Why do I have to keep correcting him? I don't fucking know. It just annoys me, the shit coming out of his mouth. Okay. Illusionary truth effect. You say something enough, people start to believe it to be the truth. It's not the truth. It's not a dox. Okay. Stop saying it. There's other bullshit you said. Did I miss where he corrected that the 54,000 isn't just going into Nick's pocket? It's going to everyone at second. Yahtzee, fucking other people. There's like Nick Frost, I think, other Frost.
Hides behind a block and earns 54,000
And you have him blocked too, which I think is going to come up.
$1,000 a month doing it. Tell me how I'm supposed to fight that. Don't go after him. Do not dox anyone. Do not put that person in the same danger that that person has so carelessly and recklessly.
It doesn't seem like your fans are listening, Grummz. You whipped up such a furious anger at this guy. They're like, yeah, Grummz is such a good guy. But you know what? He's too good. Okay. We need to protect him. We need to make this guy suffer for what he's doing for Grummz, okay? And I can't say this is Grummz's attention, but this is definitely the effect we are seeing. This is the effect we've seen a lot from the fan base, and it seems to just be accelerating as this campaign of Grummz has been going on. Okay, dismiss the evidence, or just there's a lot of people saying he deserves people threatening his family. I'm sure Grummz would disavow this. I disavow it. Okay. I don't think he should be otherized and making him seem like this. And also, you can't be this stupid to try to think this is a dox, despite all, even Craig bringing this as public and keep on reframing it as a dox. Okay. It doesn't work that way. Reality, words have meaning. Fucking leftists try to distort words like racism. P plus plea equals R. Prejudice plus power equals racism. So therefore, white people can't be racist. Bullshit. Okay, stop redefining words. You are helping people trying to distort reality. That's as simple as that.
Put me in. Don't go to that level. He's scum. Don't be scum.
So what will be your next step? Are you talking to a lawyer? Are you?
I'm furious. I have no idea. This is come to light, and I'm going to bring it down now. I need to calm down. But obviously, I am calling on X.
Whoa, he came down real quick, almost like that was a performance. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is, but he was real good at calming down after the furious of Furioso.
To deplatform him, I'm calling on Discord to ban his Discord server, which is full of this information and the encouragement by the moderators and praise. Most fun I've had, they said. Most fun I've had. Let's keep doing it. Yeah, that's got to stop. I'm calling on YouTube to deplatform him. And I'm calling on Patreon to deplatform him. A person should not earn $54,000 a month going after people.
I listen to this, okay? Let's see if he's like, no one else report him, okay? Let's see if we get it, okay? Do not harass him. Remember, don't harass, don't dox, okay? Is he going to qualify? You shouldn't mass report him. I think that would be actually good to do. Grummz, you going to qualify? Other people shouldn't mass report all his accounts?
That's not right.
Well, we have
as far as legal options, I have no idea. I have not spoken to an attorney. You know, up until 5 minutes ago, Nick didn't directly post my information, but he just did. And
ear pop up. Did my internet just go out? We'll see. Gonna have some fun with this and make sure all things are good in the hood.
do the right thing
looking
and ban
better
these
than
users,
before.
stop
We'll
encouraging them
know what happens
to dig up dirt for
after.
your personal vendetta. I've done nothing to you.
No, you haven't. Okay. This is not a personal vendetta. Maybe you're trying to make it personal now by trying to deplatform him. Okay. Fair enough. He went private.
I don't tweet about you. I've done nothing to you. Stop it. That's what I'm asking him to do. And if users are upset, you know, they can help me by figuring out how I can file reports, because I don't know.
Oh, users can help me by helping him figure out how to file reports. Not that hard for YouTube. I don't think it's that hard for Twitter. This is definitely not the Nick is not green thing where he showed it. This is almost the opposite. Is he really playing that? Maybe he is playing dumb. Maybe he's that much of a boomer. Remember, he's over 50. I think 56, if I'm correct. Okay. It still seems weird that he's on Twitter and he doesn't know how to file this. I wonder if there's conflicting information with that, but that's just theory work.
How and what type of documentation I need. And my DMs are open. You can follow me at Grummz. You can subscribe to me for my game library, which might turn into a legal fund at this point. Who knows? But please don't go.
What legal fund? I don't think Kern's going to do this. Okay. This would be the dumbest thing ever. Kern has to, there is no way. The prediction here, there's no way that Grummz is going to fucking to fight back legally. Okay. They will do discovery. Okay. And if there's really shady shit with finances with Grummz, I don't see how he can do anything but avoid legal case. If he does a legal thing, maybe his finances aren't as shady as they seem to be. Okay. And maybe he can avoid it legally. Okay. There probably are ways to go around it, but Discovery is going to be a bitch. Disney, I think, got hit with Discovery with a couple of things that got either leaked or was actually public. I don't remember which. It's just dumb to get into a legal battle when maybe another reason Keffels didn't fucking go into a legal thing. Probably not. Who knows?
So after these people, and don't do anything illegal, you know. And I'm going to say it again. Don't harass them.
Let me ask you a larger question. This is actually for everybody, right? We've seen things elevate in the last few weeks, few months in the video game space. Obviously, things kind of turned up a little bit about 8 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago with.
Yes, and who's been echoing that and hyping it up for the last 2 months? Ask yourself that. Would have things gotten this escalated? Maybe. I don't think they would be this bad if it wasn't for Grummz and Cabrutus's sort of operation. Okay, it's fine. You want to put the games on the website, but they're starting to pretty much do open investigations, open sources to go after community mods and other things there. They're going on the attack. When they were on the defense, just like, here's the games, okay? You want to know what games have Sweet Baby Inc. or wokeness? Fine, fine. But they're taking it to the Twitter, to social media, to go after these darn wokies. And I'm not a fan of a lot of these people. Okay, I can't defend their ideas, but I definitely find the sort of operation method not helpful for calming things down. Okay, maybe I'm the one in the wrong, but I don't think I am. But of course I wouldn't.
The Sweet Baby stuff that came out and you know, that kind of raised the temperature a little bit. And we saw the Kotaku blogger reach out to a YouTuber's wife, and then she got upset because, you know, she got it back.
She definitely overreacted to Smash. JD retweeting someone who talked about virtual therapeutic was it execution or torture of her? Okay, she definitely overreacted to that. You know, lefties tend to be over emotional. Okay, not a defense, and she crossed the line for a journalist. Okay, but not going to defend it. But I definitely do understand why she would have overreacted to something very stupid, and he did apologize. Frankly, I wish she would have been like, "I'm sorry for that," but you know what? Double down effect is a thing.
Claims she got doxxed. She didn't post receipts. I posted receipts. They never have receipts. Right. They always say this happens, and they
what receipts of being doxxed? You weren't doxxed, okay? Your information's public. There's no receipts of you being doxxed. Okay. Most people don't want to talk about this. She's dumb for even bringing this up, but fucking hell. Not like they're not trying to play the counter victim narrative. It's just a cycle of I'm the oppressor, the other side are the racists, the other side are the harassers, blah, blah, blah. It's just a fucking death spiral, in my opinion. It's not a good way to do it.
They never have receipts. I have receipts, and I'm so furious. I'm sharing them.
So how do y'all feel we got to this point? Is this just
tweeting over video games, man?
Right.
Tweeting over video games because it's against the message. It's against the message, and these people are losing. And as they lose, they're resorting to more and more desperate illegal measures in order to try to win, try to impose their ideology.
Okay, what illegal measures? Okay, can you give me an example? Death threats, that only one of them? Yeah. Oh, I'll even help him out. Someone falsely reported him for some stupid thing that the FBI probably didn't take seriously because it was filled out so retarded. They probably just threw that in the trash after reading it for like 5 seconds. Like, this is bullshit. Okay. But technically it is illegal, but
apology against all of us. Try to prevent free thinking. Try to prevent informed consumers. You know what they did to Cabrutus' site? They DDoS'd him again, twice. I just tweeted about that this morning before.
Who did? Okay. Who did it? And I really am putting this in doubt on a couple different levels. That site is like, it's barely functional as it is. Okay. That could just be crashing. Okay. After getting so many customers, maybe there are attempts to DDoS it. Okay. He's got protection and it's down again. Okay. Good that he's keeping it on. I'm a little sus of his fucking DEI fucking list. Okay. He fucking found some excuse for putting Bellarmine Games crappy little visual novel that doesn't even look like something I would play. Hell, it probably got more sales by putting on DEI detected. Didn't look, I wouldn't have known about it. I wouldn't have cared about it. Maybe some outside consumers would like it. I don't fucking know, but it probably actually got more sales thanks to your efforts in reality, but it's just petty. He had to find an excuse to put that on his almighty list.
Or I made my post about the doxing. They're going after Cabrutus. They're going after me for telling consumers that these games have DEI and you may not want to buy them. You may want to make an informed decision. And
yeah, and it's fine. You can completely do all this. It's completely fine. What about all your stuff on Twitter where you're going after community managers now? Hell, some games there's a list for bad community managers just because they don't want to deal with people asking if they have Sweet Baby Ink. How many people are asking? Yes, asking questions is not harassment. But when you have a whole bunch of people asking the same question incessantly over and over again, that's technically just asking questions. That would fall within line. That would definitely seem like harassment to a forum. Okay. Not saying that's what's done, but it's just completely reasonable to see that they're probably being flooded with people asking them questions and them just banning people. Maybe they even interact with a few of them and like, okay, we don't. Then they keep getting it asked over and over again. Maybe I shouldn't step too far into that territory. Theory work is always tough, okay? But I'm trying to be fair to this.
Meanwhile, they are so desperate. They're not only doxing us, they are not only trying to attack us every single day from behind.
Again, besides your little fiction about you being doxxed, who else was doxxed? By at least currently. I think one of his minions had his little retweet. Oh, me and my wife were doxxed, blah, blah, blah. Was it by these people? I don't fucking know. Was it recently because of this campaign? I don't think it was. Okay. Who was doxxed recently? Okay. Please say.
The cowardly block. They are retconning history. They are altering wikis for Warhammer. They're altering wikis for historical figures like Yasuke. And trying to make a...
That is not confirmed. I don't fucking know how you can prove it. If you're there is a good possibility people are trying to edit it and people editing it back to the original. I don't trust this sort of wiki thing. Okay. Maybe Warhammer, you have a case. Okay. Fair enough. With the sort of Yasuke thing. Sorry, press X to doubt on that. But how do you prove it? How do you make the claim that you aren't editing it incessantly? If it's being edited, obviously people on your side are probably trying to edit it, and other people with the other side is probably editing it back. What was it originally? Maybe there's actually probably would actually be smart to actually look up a fucking. Well, wait. Maybe just look at the history. Who the fuck knows? Don't care at this point. Not getting into that.
Fiction, reality, in front of our very eyes. Everyone needs to wake up to this.
Arch, you've been on, deplatformed recently, without even being on a platform. you were removed from a server without even
I don't care about Arch's take.
He puts the thumbs down, not recommended by it, right?
Right.
And this set off the insanity. Okay, this set off the utter insanity. And where I got the most hate was my petition to free Stellar Blade, which, by the way, we're in the last week. People are going to say I shill. I make no money off this. In fact, I got to pay to get it printed and sent to offices, right? So
you got paid in exposure. Well, he's probably right about this. Use this as a deflection. Okay. Yeah, you're doing this campaign. You're probably being honest. You're having to pay to get this campaign done. Fair enough. Fair enough. But you're definitely getting some clout, some credibility, okay? Because I think is it being honest here that he's actually paying money, or probably more likely his supporters are paying money. But I don't think he's making any money off of it. Not directly, at least.
When I had this petition to say, hey, this company made claims that their game is uncensored, but it's provable that they censored their game. And the amount of death threats I got just for that was insane. And that amped it up another level. And then I started
Again, what death threats? You're saying there was one death threat you think was not a joke. You think the rest were jokes. And you keep bringing this up. He's contradicting himself. Death threat. Death threat. According to your own thing that you think almost all the others. It's just going back on pretty much what he said earlier. Sign someone not being honest. Have to make themselves like they're a true target. And I legitimately believe there's some people who would hurt Grummz if given the chance, okay? There's always going to be stupid people on both sides who will fucking just take a target out, okay? They don't need to get paid for anything for it, especially not the left, who really finds sort of a solace in this. Hell, right? Always probably at this point would do the same. Probably be smarter about it than the leftoids, at least.
Along with Arch and everyone else, highlighting what was going on in gaming around us with DEI and wokeness, right? And we talked about Warhammer. We talked about 40K and the Femstodes controversy, right? That got me a lot of hate. That got Arch a lot of hate. Arch is what? You're a forbidden term among GW employees? Is that what it is?
I am. Yes, they can't talk about me.
Yeah, and you can't talk about...
Join me in solidarity, brother of the hate campaign. Come. Stand solidarity with me.
About me in Helldivers Discord now, because I pointed out how inept their community management was, right? You can't mention my name there now, too. They are actively trying to excise us for talking about it, right? For talking about what they're doing and just retweeting what they say publicly on social media. And then we got death threats, right? I think
you are also calling them racist, game hating wokeoids who have the woke mind virus, who's trying to erase you and kill you. Practically genocidal talk over some really dumb talk. okay? Purge the gamers. They're trying to kill us. I'm not joking. No, they want you out of the fucking communities, okay? They think you're toxic pieces of shit who are annoying and probably racist, bigoted, sexist, and all that other stuff. That's what they think. And there probably is some people within your ranks who legitimately think that way and use the more people who use it as joking. That's just the God honest truth. Accept it. But fucking hell, hype up the fucking docs, which isn't real. The death threats, which Grummz thinks almost all of them are himself. I probably shouldn't do it. Yeah, he only admits he thinks most of them are jokes, except for the initial one.
I got death threats during the Stellar Blade thing, right? And that's when the $10,000 bounty was put on my head.
Yeah,
and
the rest of the jokes.
And then the jokes came, and then now it's up to 20, now it's up to 30, then 50, then 100, right? But this type of normalization of violence, calling for someone's death as a joke.
Yeah. After saying death threats, he reiterates that, yeah, the first one was a real one. I have doubts on that. And the rest were jokes. What were you going on about real death threats? Then you're going into the joking death.
Is okay is not okay, right? And this leads to actual violence. And now we're at
but it hasn't, okay? And yeah, let's hope it doesn't.
Somebody who's got such a hate boner, who has a huge platform, huge YouTube channel, $54,000 a month on Patreon, who can't stop tweeting about me every day.
Do they finally correct him here? Okay.
Every day. And now he's gone as far as
it's like
to
the
actually
fourth
publish
time
family dresses, and he just did on Twitter. I can say that now because according to your
yeah, you did it on Discord and had them retracted, and you still calling it a dox. What the fuck? Why should he care at this point?
DM, and you can confirm this. He posted that link, right?
That is what he that is his post that he put live on Twitter, which I'll pull up right now. This is the post that he posted here. He's talking about it here, the business filings.
Well, he actually linked it to a site called 6 Cents or Cents 6, something like that, which is a corporate data site. And so
I do have that pulled up.
If that happened, and I'm not saying it did because I don't have the tweet handy. If that happened, he just doxed me. Okay.
No.
And not only that, he's doing nothing to discourage this. They talk about how you have to be responsible for your platform. You have to, police your followers, all this stuff. But he's actually.
Does he say it? Are you trying to lump him in with all the other leftists? Again, there's different type of people on the left. There's center left people who might actually be down with some of you guys. Okay. Then there's the more soft lefts who, you think you're cringe. Then you got the hard line left. That's where you're going to have to worry about. Personally, I think a lot of people are in the soft left. Okay. They think you're probably bigoted, racist, blah, blah, blah. But shit, you're not doing yourself any favors on social media to sort of dispel that. Okay. Creating this victim narrative, seems like you're hiding something to them. And I agree. Definitely seems like you're fucking pulling some fucking little 4D chess bullshit. And my 4Ds, don't know about motivation. Really hard to tell. Dishonest, dumb, delusional, or D, all of above. Mandatory 4D commentary when need to throw in at least by the end, which hopefully it'll be over.
Encouraging this. He's saying, send it to me, send it to me, send it to me, over and over. Oh, it's private? Send that to me too. Just don't post it publicly.
Yes, he would rather you DM it to him instead of publicly putting public information out. Extra careful, and you're turning this into some bullshit.
Right? And does he ban these users? Does he discourage them in any way? No. And they're on his Discord. So so we are now.
Yes, but it's public information. Okay, he's encouraged them to not post this shit publicly, to DM them to him privately. Okay.
Point where we've gone from a Steam curator list with no defamatory information, just factual information about consumer choices.
Nothing to do with Nick. Okay, deflecting, switching to the hate campaign that is coming down to Junka Brutus,
which they don't want you to have. So much so that today, that website is under DOS attack and they doxed me. Okay, that's where we are.
They didn't dox you. We do not know where the DOS account. In reality, it could be a fucking false flag. People could be doing it just to make you guys look like victims. I'm not saying that's what's happening. Might be the leftists. Who the fuck knows? And the site stability is in question in general, in my opinion. I would like someone more technical to do it. I think I've heard some technical people be like, this is rather shoddy building work. And I think it's rather, Brutus has a rather amateur person working on it, self-admittedly. Maybe they had better people to work on it, getting the protection. Okay, get the protection. Today. Fucking hell.
And you know what? They're going to gaslight us. They're going to say that we're the ones doing this, when it's plain to see that they are.
Protection, detected, opinion rejected. Okay. This is gaslighting. Okay. Illusionary truth effect. Okay. Maybe they'll do the same back to you. I'm not going to say this is gaslighting war. Fucking hell. And I'm fucking caught in the middle of fucking dumbasses on both sides. Fuck. Stuck in the middle.
Why do you feel that you become such a target?
I have no clue. I reluctantly stepped into this. I said, when Brutus's list first went up, I tried to backpedal from it. I wouldn't talk about it. I said, yeah, there's this list, whatever. Because I knew if I stepped in it, this would be the reaction. Because I saw what they did in Gamergate 1 to other people, right? And I saw nobody else talking about this. And I remember what really galvanized me was Elon's tweet saying that the woke mind virus is a threat to civilization, right? Something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And that's...
So you started to pick up on that narrative. Beautiful. Love it. Elon said it. Work off of what Elon's doing. He's got quite a following himself.
When I said I need to do something, I need to speak out. I need to talk about this stuff. And I do games, so even though this is a problem that's far wider than games, I'm going to talk about games. And for some reason, they lost their minds. They lost their minds when I did that. And people started following me. And there was someone else trying to ride a publicity wave here. That was Alyssa Mercante, right? She went on the talk shows thing. She tried to drum support, and the tide has turned. People don't want to listen to that. They're tired of the
talk shows. I think she went on a few streams that fucking are rather pathetic. In fact, I've seen people like Hypnotic and people from your side mocking the stream she's gone on for the low view count. Yeah, maybe she went on something serious. Did she go on news networks, real talk shows? I don't fucking know. I don't even care to check. Okay, I'll give it to him. He's being really vague, so fuck y'all.
Woke stuff. And that's why I started to get popular. And the more popular I get, the more of a target I was, for some reason, to these ridiculous lengths, bounties, death threats, doxing, over video games. I don't talk about politics. I don't talk.
You weren't doxed. Even by your own words, one death threat, which I doubt on, and the rest are jokes. And I don't even know the third thing.
Talk about, how I feel about the woke mind virus and what it's doing to civilization. I don't talk about elections. And people have defaced my Wikipedia over and over again. This has just been ridiculous. And it's because they're losing. It's because they're losing and they know it. That's why it's gotten to this length, because what's at stake here is more than games. What's at stake here is their grip, their death grip over ideology and the masses. And they want this. They want this badly, and they will do anything to get it. And they don't care who dies. Look at Ed Piskor? Is that his name?
They don't care who dies. Who's died recently? Who the fuck? What sort of example is he going to pull from here?
The comics guy? Yeah, yeah, he self-deleted from, these false allegations, these trumped up allegations against him, and then they celebrated afterwards. Look, when the earthquake hit Taiwan, and I have family there, they
Yeah, false allegations can cause someone. You know who's fighting back against false allegations? Not Gamergaters, okay? It's the fucking commentary community jumps on this to either prove it or disprove it. I'm with the side that wants to go with when there's allegations made, shadow of the doubt before you condemn the man in the public sphere. Okay, that's the side I'm on. I'm very transparent about that. I want to make sure someone is worth the heinous sort of things. You will pretty much trump up things to make people seem more heinous than they really are. So I can't fucking trust you. This is just a clear sign. You're not trustworthy. You're not a reliable narrator. And maybe he can have some cope. He's overreacting about this later. That's probably his best approach. He's overreacting to this. Okay. He was just so angry that he ignored the definition despite everyone's like, it's public knowledge. Okay. And they're not pressing him hard enough. They're giving him a pass because he's a big name now. Okay. And this is fucking pathetic ass shit that he's not getting any criticism from anyone besides the fucking deranged leftoids.
Celebrated too. My Twitter feed was full of people saying, "Oh wow, I hope they get it. I hope they're buried."
Oh, whoa, Star Citizen, are we gonna actually fucking get a? Maybe I'm thinking the wrong game. Okay, heard endlessly about something Star.
Okay, because it's what's more at stake here. It's not just games. We're fighting for civilization, right?
Here's where he switches it up. It's not just games. We're fighting for civilization.
I pick games because that's my bailiwick. That's where I can make a difference. But, you know, and it's just disgusting, the lengths that they'll go through. And for years we've been told that we're the ones that are doing this. But here they are out in the open, and we always have receipts, and they never have receipts.
Just because they're just because they're liars, does that mean you should fucking become liars to fight against them? Fighting fire with fire, dishonest tactics against dishonest people. I mean, the poetic irony is a little amusing, and I can say it's a little bit funny, but it's just gone too far. Gone too far for my taste of poetic justice. You keep ramping it up, it's just going to keep on fucking raising the temperature before real shit over video. As he said, just over video games. This is saying this rhetoric over just fucking video games. Fucking house.
Have you reached out to Nick personally to try to figure out, like, I mean,
well, he's got me blocked, and personally, I have no intention of talking to him. Here's the mistake that people make. People believe that you can reason in good faith. People believe that if you just present the facts and make your point, you can shake hands and go along the way. And in Gamergate 1, I thought this too. I reached out to report.
Yes, facts don't lie. Okay. Why are you lying about the facts, Mark, with the fucking redefinition of words? Okay, yeah. This is just all bullshit. I think someone like Tachyon Blue proves this is bullshit. You can agree to disagree on some things. You don't have to fight over it.
I had an open letter to reporters about the situation in GG1, and then I saw them completely ignore it, completely refuse to publish my articles where they used to publish me. And then
I don't know if it's true. I just know he's definitely sort of hinting that he had more of a factor on Gamergate 1, and it had more of an effect on him. Maybe it did have an effect. When I hear he went from neutral to pro Gamergate, okay. He was never against Gamergate, at least, okay. So that is that, and this is this. Tell me what you want. I'll tell you when this is over.
Start lying about the facts, not reporting on the bomb threats that were phoned in to the GG side. You know, I was watching it happen in real time, and I was amazed. And they take advantage of that. They know that you're fair. They know that you're reasonable, and they use that as a wedge to get into your communities and to turn the whole hobby against you.
Okay, what community, what thing? Okay, in the past, yes, I agree. That's how they got in, and they're mask off now. Really clear. You should really trust anyone you give authority. Okay. Sorry, like 40K sounds like this encroachment's been a fight been going on. Anyone who gets in lets more people in. You just can't give them more power. Okay. If you set up a new community or yourself, you can definitely gatekeep it. Okay. There's no problem with that. Okay. You can gatekeep it. Okay. I mean, you can even bring in the left. I have everyone. Just give the people power you trust. Don't give power to people you don't trust, and make sure you can trust them. Okay. You give the power to the people on your side, and you let other people fight it out. Okay? Fucking hell. What's so hard about that? Gatekeeping, it's hard after it's been infiltrated. If you invader proof it, you win. Okay, just be aware that people will try to take over, and you can take steps to stop that from happening. Maybe they won't always work, but you smart enough, you can fucking do it.
And there is no reasoning with Nick. Look, this guy has tweeted about me nonstop for 2 months. I have done nothing to him. Nothing, zero.
Again, illusionary truth effect. It's not personal, okay? He keeps on trying to make it like it's personal. It's not about your game, which the person who I don't know how he got tipped off to it, but I do know he saw enough sus stuff. He was attracted to sort of the claims GigaBear made about you scamming stuff, went with that, got tricked, blah, blah, blah. You tricked him on his behalf. Some crazy ass logic from GigaBear, okay? He did underestimated how crazy some people can be, okay? Fair enough. Fuck up there. Still, I mean, at this point, I could understand some anger, some animus between each other, because you're trying to deplatform him now. You are the one trying to cancel him. He is trying to investigate your game to see if it's a scam. And maybe he has the evidence, and he's talked to people about you personally. And he doesn't have a very good impression of you from what I've seen on his Twitter timeline, okay? It's fair enough to have a bad opinion if you're talking to people, especially if you know those people, friends with those people who talk badly about you. Is it fair? No, but life is not fucking fair, Grummz. Okay? And assuming that these people should be fair to you when you're not being fair to them and you mischaracterize them by exaggerating and fucking contradicting yourself in many places is just fucking brain dead.
But he's made it his mission, okay, to go after me, to go after my family, to go after my career, to go after my business.
Business. The last one's the only one that comes close to true. And if your game it proves to not be a scam, your business. Not, I don't even know why I bother. Just
because I tweet about Stellar Blade. Because I tweet about Warhammer.
That has nothing to do with this. Okay. Why deflect to all this other? Oh, because you have no defense for your fucking game. That's why.
In ways that he doesn't like. There's no reasoning with that, Craig. I'm sorry.
Right. Do you?
Here's the mistake. It's a long-winded thing. You have to. People don't realize that they are in a war until it's too late. Okay. Like people don't.
This is fucking straight up gaslighting, okay? Craig starts to, you go on and on, Grummz. Craig starts to speak up and you go on and on again. Like, okay, let me control the narrative. Let me make sure the audience knows this. And Craig is being a little bitch by letting you run over. Do you really have that much power? Fucking how much power does Grummz have in this fucking space? It's fucking pathetic.
Realize what's at stake and how far these people will go until it's too late. So for the Warhammer community, for example, yeah, this is Femstodes, right?
He's got to get in the Arch is here. So some of his audience is here. He's got to hype up the Warhammer. I wonder if he just realized this now and they're like, oh, wait, Arch is here. Let me hype up this sort of thing in the Warhammer.
If you don't speak up now, it'll be too late. You have to realize that this is not something that can be reasoned with. This is an ideology that wants to be imposed. And if you don't realize you're in a war, you will be taken advantage of.
You can't believe anything my critics say, even Nick. Believe me.
Just for the record, I just did a quick glance at you mentioned Nick tweeting about you, and I just did a quick search on advanced X search here, and you can see
fucking Craig, soft defense. Okay, two separate issues. Don't really have interest, no care about culture war antics, other than he's using it to drum up support for himself and eventually get the people to back his Kickstarter. Okay.
Tweets that have been from his accounts.
GigaBear, blah, blah, blah. Nothing about Grummz. It's about GigaBear. Crowdfunding project.
About you.
That is for his Patreon thing. Patreon plans.
In the last,
It's not even alpha. Everything so far to get a vertical slice well, his current audience doesn't care. Here, he's actually talking about him directly. Doesn't care. Actually, he's more talking about the audience because he's saying everything they want to hear. It's in their rules. No controversy. You can get banned from Grummz Discord for politics or questioning his game. Gonna cry about that too.
Oh, however long it's been. So
okay. Blah blah blah.
Obviously,
still waiting for him to show Asmongold that demo. Good point. So much worse the day before, never took money from people before delivering the game. The day before, did the same thing as Grummz when I started digging in, trying to paint themselves as a victim and of press attacks and that they were
you've been a very
day before. This guy only shows up in people's feed to either call them a slur or play this game of whataboutism until he's blue in the face. Not the first time he's been in my feed, probably GigaBear. He is on that shit. And he's an annoying little twat who acts like he cares about an issue for attention. Don't bother.
Hot topic for him over the...
You only cared about Grummz after he went after SBI. I only care about Grummz was doing when he started pulling the spotlight on himself. Never thought about him until he did that. Maybe don't pull the spotlight on yourself if you don't want people to wonder who you are.
Over the last several months.
Call it out on his tweet. He's only getting away with the grift because he keeps looking people into thinking these assets are new. Sounds like partially about him, mostly about the game.
Have you
oh yeah, that's the skin, the hot skin.
It's a sickness.
May I direct you to my takedown of the day before and Google my name in the day before. This is not the first scam I've gone after. When I sniff a game scam trying to gaslight their customers into a fake game, I dig.
How do you hate someone so?
He's mostly talking about the game and your relationship or about your psychotic fans, okay? What changed your mind, if you don't mind me asking, okay? Are you confident the project will have... Probably talking about, yeah, GigaBear Panda, Grummz. Did he promise a refund or anything? Best move on. Hola.
So much that you're a video game journalist. You're supposed to be reporting on games, but you're...
Yes, he's reporting on your video game. So you know he's a scammer then? I mean, I didn't say it. He did. Even put the screenshot for you like you would get a picture book. Good luck. Gonna be tough having a small brain as yours. Make sure to pull and not push through the doors. Okay. Not very professional,
Your
Nick,
Twitter
there.
feed is daily about one...
Will Grummz, the person, blah, blah, blah. Definitely about Grummz. Who cares? I think he's like, will be the man who saves the gaming industry. Here, another. Grummz said Helldivers is woke now. Hola.
That important.
Even I have him blocked. Like, man, keep seeing people responding to that Grummz loser. He's just lapping it up like a sad fail man he is. Definitely have a negative bias of him. I even have him blocked and still see it. Just quit playing the game and they will go away.
I'm sorry, I'm not that important to the gaming community. And all the while they call me irrelevant. But this guy will call me irrelevant in one breath, but he cannot stop tweeting about me every single day. The same thing with Mercante. Mercante tweets about me constantly, right? Misspelling my name, so she doesn't give me undue attention, right? Well, how sick do you have to be that obsessed with someone that you tweet about them every day? This is Grummz deranged.
Okay, here's the funny part. Short fat otaku. I asked Nick. He's been invited on. Hi, Nick. Okay, Nick is in chat. This is going to come out. Let's see if they... how things change up here.
Impingement syndrome.
Nixon
Okay,
chat,
this
guys.
is GDS. This is a sickness, and these people are sick, and they are hateful, and they are malicious, and this has to stop.
So apparently Nick is in the chat. I know you said you know your next
yeah, if you platform Nick, I'm leaving.
I got you. And we'll look, we're gonna get it. And I'm not offering to bring him on right now, right? He has tweeted.
He made his demands known.
That that from this, people have then gone on and posted his family members' names and things like that in the last 30 minutes or so. And
yeah, don't do that, Nick. When have you ever asked people not to do that? I ask people that all the time. When have you ever had a backbone and said this is wrong? Don't do this to this person in your own Discord? Have you banned that user yet? By the way, Nick, have you banned that guy that doxed me?
Again, not a dox. Why would he ban him? He told him to get rid of it, or he got rid of it himself. And any private information or even really public stuff with your address, to DM him instead.
Oh, you haven't. Interesting. Very interesting. Don't go after Nick. Okay? All this information is public. Doesn't mean you should post it. That's wrong. I condemn that. Do you condemn it, Nick? Where's your fucking response? Okay? And I don't want to hear it here.
Is public information. Why with the gaslighting, man?
I want to hear an apology on Twitter. Here's what you can do, Nick. Get off your obsession with me. Get off your hunt. Get off your encouragement and incitement of doxing and harassment of me, of my family. Apologize. Retract. Delete the dox that you have on me.
Bend the knee. It's not a dox, okay?
Before it gets reported by me. Walk it back, dude. It's not too late. Be the bigger guy. But will you? No, because I think you're scum.
I see the first chat for it. I don't know why they knew he was there. Maybe they deleted some of his messages. Maybe they just typed in his name and found him there. I don't know. But they knew he was there. Your business locations on Indiegogo. You're insane and making up stories to be the victim of nothing. Okay?
Craig, you muted.
I wanted to add a little bit of suspense to my question. I think it'd only be fair to ask the same question back. Do you feel like there's anything that you need to walk back at all? As far as your conversation online or anything like that?
Look, everything.
Cope. Don't start throwing the retarded around, motherfucker.
I post is just what people post on social media, right? They make a tweet, I retweet it. I have nothing to walk back. I have never called for the harassment of people. I've done the opposite time and again on your stream, on Twitter, on other people's streams. I'm asking for the same courtesy, one which I know he will not extend, but it's not too late. You can still do it. You do it, I'll shake your hand. Walk it back.
Yeah.
Walk it back. Walk back the doxing and the attack dogs and the incitements to violence and the constant tweeting about me. You can end it right now, today. All right? And I'll end it right now, today. I'll shake your hand. But you won't, because you're sick. You're sick in the head, Nick, and you need help.
All right. Is there anything, I feel like we covered this pretty well. Is there anything that you want to close with before we move on? Or would you rather, obviously you're pretty fired up, and rightfully so. You're very passionate about it anytime you're dealing with, family situations.
Rightfully so. Okay, Greg. Got it.
Did you want to step away and kind of think about what you wanted to do, or do you want to stick with us a little bit longer? Is there anything you wanted to close with? Like I said, more than anything, I just wanted to, provide you with an outlet to say what you wanted to say and how you wanted to say it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I promised to talk about different topics on the stream before this came up, and I'd like to honor my obligations. I am fired up.
I'm just a retard. Why are you fucking talking to me, man?
If Nick is really the good guy he claims to be, this is his chance. I'm open, Nick. Unblock me, apologize, and we can move on. And if you don't, then I'm pretty much convinced you're scum.
Just out of curiosity, do you have Nick blocked as well?
I do not have him blocked. Oh no, I may now. Let me double check. I didn't block anybody until.
No, he had Nick blocked. Okay, who knows? What's the status now?
You know what? After this stream, I'll do it. But I mean, everyone sends me his tweets. So if he makes a public apology, and he starts banning people in Discord and disciplining these people that are publishing information about me.
You know, sorry. Fuck, I am fucking winding down the stream. Completionist's sake, I'm trying to get it all. I didn't share private information on you. Are not a fucking hell. I don't share private info, and you are not open. You blocked me on Twitter when I started checking on Ember. Sounds about right. I think he posted it. That's bullshit, Ola. He's had me blocked since my first thread on Ember called him out. Blah, 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 blah.
I have a 24-hour rule on people. You turn it around 24 hours, I'll shake your hand. You know, it's gone too far, Nick. Nick, I think it's time to realize it's gone too far, and to be a decent human being and walk it back, dude. So yeah, I'll stick around for topics. I think that if we have you guys fill in for a little bit, I can get another coffee, gather myself, and we can continue with this.
Yeah, you can't have Nick on. Nick, I'm happy to, but he won't talk. He won't get challenged ever. Hal Craig's put up a...
Yeah, take a step back. Take a step back, and when you come back on, you know, take a breath, and we'll continue on. We got some more stuff to cover with Arch. Arch has been a trooper here, just hanging out with us as we've been going through all this. So take a step back, go back to backstage, and we'll bring you back on when you come back in. Okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, absolutely. All right. So obviously, that's crazy and a crazy situation.
Sure. Fat Otaku, let Nick on the show. The content will be Kino. Hola.
And you know, it's one of those things where I'm gonna actually bring Grummz back here, and there we go. And when he comes back, we'll continue on. So we appreciate everybody popping in. If it's your first time tuning in, do us a favor. We try to keep as crazy as it seems. We actually we have opinions about things, but I try to see things from all sides, right? And you know, it's
do I have anything left? My gas is running low. Okay. And you know what? I don't need to do anything because almost 4 hours. Sorry, boys. Done. Play back or do whatever you want. Don't give a damn. I covered this all of Grummz. Nick. Oh, I missed this final one by Nick. Sorry. I've been on side scrollers before. If Grummz wants to talk, I'm happy to. He won't. Okay. That'd be good to know. And in reality, I think Craig said something about maybe having Nick on to present his side, which would be a fair thing to do. I would like to see that. Is it going to happen? Is there any sort of things out there? No, don't know. Who knows? As I said, going on 4 hours. I laid out pretty much my sort of processy, which comes from the commentary community. That comes evidence first and looking for a couple of tricks here and there to figure out how things play out. And yeah, Nick's fucked up. I think Grummz has showed his hand even harder. You can disagree. Answer some simple questions and I'm fine, and show evidence. There's some things that don't matter, like the block. Don't go, hey, 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 at the end of the stream. Okay, I am done for the night. Fucking catch you another night. Bye.